Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ESL Challenger League. You got to see us for a little bit on day one, had a little bit of a break, but we are back and we're going to be kicking things off again tonight. I am Nari Mizuki, or Sam. I'm going to be one of your casters, and I'm joined by the lad, Freddy himself. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing very well. It's my final day of being 20, so I'm quite excited to be ending it. But the last remaining few hours with you, watching some Counter-Strike on ESL Challenger, and we did have a game change because there was a they changed they rescheduled the game we were supposed to cast, but we still have an equally very exciting matchup on our hands. But also, how are you doing?
Doing pretty damn good, right? We've got a double dose of CSU and I tonight. We're doing this, and then a little bit later on, we're jumping onto another ESL broadcast, but for Impact. So very exciting. Lots of Counter-Strike today, but we'll focus in here on Challenger League, and we should have the bracket for you guys. As you know, we've had a few days of play already, and we got to kick things off with a really great matchup earlier on in the week or in the season. And so today, we're going to be heading into Group B. We're going to be checking out 9 versus Eyeballers. And I think that this is going to be a really solid matchup. Of course, we haven't had a ton of games played out just yet, but those that have played have been looking pretty good so far, Freddie.
Yes, and I'm going to correct you that Group D, I think we're going to, with 9 eyeballers.
Sorry,
so
BD.
no, there's so many teams, so many groups. It does get quite confusing, but yes, we were supposed to have Aurora Gaming versus Rebels, and that was going to be both of their first games. But as we head to Group D, the only game that had been played so far in this group is actually 9 versus Sangel Esports. 9 were playing with their ex-coach in that game, and it didn't go too well for them. So hopefully we'll see if they can change their fortunes as they do field a full roster of active playing players now up against the Swedes.
Yeah, and as we said, right, so very few games played so far, majority of which have been played in Group A, and we can actually... man, the thing about Saw's name is that when I say things like I see or I saw, it sounds so weird in my head. But they are currently 2-0 in their group, so having an absolute banger of a time there. And as you mentioned, this is the second game of Group D, and it's the second game for 9. Their first game did not go off to a great start, as you mentioned. Unfortunately, having to play with stand-ins does make things that much more difficult to maneuver. So hopefully today we can, get off to a slightly better footing. They're going to be playing up against Eyeballers, and I'm really looking forward to this matchup, particularly because 9 have been through quite a bit of roster upheaval recently. We mentioned it. They had to play with subs for their last game and into this game as well, figuring out who's going to be on the line out, figuring out who's going to play for them. It feels like they've had a really, really rocky patch in a lot of different regards, and this feels like a super important match for them, or a super important season for them to do well in.
Yeah, it's definitely a stabilizing season where they can try and fill the 2 spots they need to, and it looks like one of them is going to be with an academy player for now, and I think that would be a really interesting avenue to go down through. On HLTV, he's called Cuckoo Bamboo, but I think his maybe is Bamboosh, or like one of the 2 names. But I think that would be a really interesting way to go down, and if anyone is wondering why they are having to change their roster after, you may be thinking like, oh, well, they made the major and they made legends and they had an RMR spot. Well, the issue is the RMR spot was potentially their downfall, because as ENCE got picked apart, they went then looking down the list of teams that had RMR spots, and one of them was 9. So ENCE have gone Polish by picking up the majority of 9, so it was Goofy, Kyler, and Hades, only then leaving Minio and Kai, or Key. Is it Kai or Key? I feel like you're the Polish whisperer.
I'll be honest, it doesn't matter how we say it. Twitch chat yells at us. So
okay.
I go Kai.
We'll stick with Kai then.
I feel like there is no right answer here.
Okay, yeah. What I think is important to note is that they did at least save their IGL. I think building around Minio and also a very skilled player is definitely like not the worst thing in the world. I thought Kai was the most skilled player on as a rifler on 9. The issue as well, they do lead in with having a new coach. I think Nara, speaking to some of their ex-analysts, he specifically said that Nara was an incredible coach and was very hands-on and was like a really good part of the team. So without him, I think that is also like extra misfortune. But they seem to be stabilizing a little bit. Tomiko they signed. MHL, I'm not sure where he lies right now, because he's obviously on the bench of Falcons and he was loaned to 9. 9 terminated that contract, but he still seems to be playing, and I'm pretty sure he's playing today. So adding to the confusion. Nine looking to stabilize. I don't think every single game we need to be magnifying, like looking them under a magnifying glass and being like, oh, Nine, this, that, and that. It's just the next couple months, I'd love to see them get back to their former self and, well, even in Poland, become the best in Poland.
Yeah, I mean, it's always unfortunate when you have to put an asterisk or a bit of a caveat on a game, but these growing pains are really important for finding your footing. And before we jump back into that, just so that you guys are aware, this is our schedule for the day. So 9 versus Eyeballers right here on the ESL CSB stream. If you want to check out 9 Pandas versus Movistar Koi, that's happening over on the ESL CS stream. That is our A stream for the evening. So there you go. You can go give them some love, or you can pop there during our or in between our maps or whatever the case is. But that is available for you to watch. Now, we've spoken a lot about 9, and I think that we really need to just maybe touch on Eyeballers a little bit here. And I mean, they've been together for such a long time, and you would think that that gives you a lot to talk about, but it actually makes it that little bit more difficult. I mean, this is a team that have stuck together. They haven't had great upheaval. They haven't had, crazy issues that they've needed to deal with. The one problem that I will point out is that their results have been kind of middling. It really doesn't feel like they've had the greatest performance. They're not a bad team by any measure, but they're very much middle of the pack. And I think that, again, this is another time where this is a season where they need to prove themselves, where they need to kind of make some great strides, because having a set roster for such a long time and not being able to break through, that's generally a red flag. Or what do you think, Freddie?
I think I 100% agree. Like, you have Pepsor and Heap, who, in my opinion, probably are the best 2 Swedish riflers. I feel like Pepsor has proved himself a lot more, and Heap is definitely one that some people might be like, what do you mean? Because he hasn't really had that much experience at a top level, and especially recently, he just hasn't been around. Like, he took a year and a bit hiatus, but when I saw he came back to Eyeballers, I was like, okay, this couldn't be any better for a team. Like, what more do you want? You've got, in my opinion, one of the best riflers in Sweden and in Europe in Heap, and they still haven't been able to do anything. I completely agree. I feel like there is definitely a red flag with where they do win, like the Svenska leagues, they do win the internet, the regional stuff, but they didn't make the RMRs. They kind of like haven't done anything, to be completely honest. And I'm just kind of like, every time I cast them, I poke and prod them like, do something. Do sign. But we did have our predictions on the screen before we head to the veto. I think I went for 9, and Sam, you went for Eyeballers, even though you were just saying that there's been a bit of a red flag around them.
Yeah, well, you know what? When you're coming up against a seasoned veteran team, maybe then that's where the concern comes in. But you're coming up against a team that has some serious roster issues over the last little while. And I think that their synergy and the fact that they've been together for such a long time is going to give them a little bit of an advantage in that regard. So yeah, I'm throwing my hat in with them. Also, I like a little bit of spice on the desk, and you went with 9. So Eyeballers it shall be, and hopefully they prove me right.
Yeah, now let's take a look at the veto. You were taking, you said beforehand, a good insta-ban from 9 Inferno. Like, it is their insta-ban, so it lines up perfectly. Inferno is a strong map for Eyeballers and one they like to pick into. But Overpass picked by Eyeballers, Vertigo picked by 9, and Anubis shall be our decider. Ancient, I was maybe thinking 9 would pick into, because they did really well against Sangao. They didn't win, but they still did quite well. And Vertigo was also that map that was the map pick for 9 versus Sangao, but they did lose it. And I think for 9, there's definitely a picture to be painted of like, how they even got their set map pull down, because they're changing roster so much. Like, have they even solidified anything so much? And from an interview I did recently that I thought was quite interesting is, when you are constantly changing and chopping your players, it's really hard to create this system, because you've had to change everything. There is no set system down, and you're bringing players in, and it's quite hard to just kind of plug and place them. And I think 9 are definitely in that position right now, where like this is the hardest point. They have no system potentially because of all the changes. They are changing roster a lot. It must be so rough for them.
Yeah, I mean, I've recently started coaching a team, and I've learned so much being in this new role. And one of the things that we've been struggling with is, solidifying that 5-man and the protocols. So you have 5 people, and you begin with your protocols, and you start looking at, like, you know, T-side protocols are not as complicated as CT-sided protocols because you're essentially kind of hitting a site. But CT, you've got to poke and prod, you've got to find information, you've got to know when to react and how to react. And so you get these protocols in place with 5 players, and then somebody leaves. And somebody's like, sorry guys, I've got another offer, I've got to focus on school, whatever the case is. Now you've got to plug in a new player, and you have to reteach them all of the protocols that you've come up with for your team, because you're trying to be at least somewhat innovative. A lot of the stuff is like stratted and known and you're familiar with, but a lot of stuff you want to try and innovate a little bit. You want to make sure that you've got something up your sleeve, and so you have to redo all of that. And it honestly is a lot more complicated than I think a lot of people actually realize. So this does put Nine in a very disadvantageous position. And taking a look at the veto here, I was wondering what the pick was going to be from Eyeballers, given the fact that Nine like to ban Inferno. And then I saw they've got like 100% win rate on Overpass. Sure, they've only played it 3 times, but it definitely felt like the place to go. So I'm really excited by this veto, barring the Vertigo. We could just like breeze past that map really quickly. That would be great. I'd like a 3 mapper. I'd like the Overpass. I'd love to see the Anubis because I'm a huge fan of that. And then I can end off the series a happy little caster.
Yeah, and interesting about that Overpass, Eyeballers actually did play 9 at the end of last year, just before all the changes came about. Yes, it was with Narot, but they won 13-3. Their wins, even though it's 3 against good teams and very decisive wins. And then on the other hand, you have 9 losing against maybe not so good teams with equally very decisive losses. So, as we head into our first map, it will be Overpass. 9, will they be going 0-2? Will they be starting off this ESL Challenger League 47 very poorly, or will they go at least 1-1? On the duality of it, will Eyeballers start off their crusade very nicely indeed?
Well, here we kick things off on our very first map of this series. It is going to be Overpass. Overpass? It is Overpass, and it's Eyeballers map pick. And yeah, they're going to be starting off here on their T side. So for 9, this is a great boon for them. Going to try and kick things off with a nice strong lead. And there you go. Early information from K. Garnered will fall back, but he has the info. Drawing his own team's rotations a little bit. But Bomb's still chilling towards B. And this is exactly what Eyeballers' plan is. They want 9 to rotate. 9, for now, just unconvinced.
Eyeball is searching for a potential pick on the A-bomb site that would pretty much win them the whole round. And look at this though. Yes, they gain those kills, but Narod, he's walking up connector. He thinks he's cleared that B bomb side. Firstly, he's being held for by Pepsor. What a great shot with the P250. But the main issue is he's cleared everything. People have rotated off. Bamboosh is the only one here. Yes, he's done well to get 1 kill. And hold on a second, Eyeballers have completely laid flat. They had no one ready for that push on the B bomb site. Only 2 players went out. And now as everyone comes back down from the A bomb site, they've been slaughtered in there as they've got out connector. I understand what Eyeballs have gone for, but it's gone horribly wrong.
Well, you know what? At least they do get the bomb down, so they'll be happy with that at the very least. And I do notice it is actually Navrot that is subbing in here. It's not going to be MHL.
Never mind. Everything I said was just wrong. Never mind.
You know what? Sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes, unfortunately, when there are these roster shuffles, it's difficult to finalize and exact the information. So it is Navrot, it is their ex-coach, which, you know what? Props to him for being, you know, gracious enough to be like, I respect it. I'm not your coach anymore, but I'll step in and I'll help you out. So hopefully it pays off. Bambosh with a nice little 3k for himself there in that round. Happily, 9 will take the first pistol. They can buy into this quite nicely, but they know Eyeballers are going to have a strong buy of their own.
That bomb down supplements it very nicely, and I love this. A fast pop towards that B bomb side. Bambosh first caught lacking. Next down will be Tomiko. Minio, only player left defending, but look at these lovely rotations. Super fast down in towards connector. They'll be there in a heartbeat to support their final defender. And Kai, at the very end, a lovely 2k, and that's a round that Eyeballs a double entry, and they still don't get anything else or any more ground after that.
It's a great response from 9, to be honest. A little bit of pressure towards Monster. A great pop flash to get them out. First few kills to come through. And 9 lock it down, rotate in very quickly, respond, and shut it down. They do lose 2 players, but they're completely happy with that because it was a force from Eyeballers. Now, Eyeballers have no real cash to work with. They got some upgraded pistols, and that's really the most that we're going to get out of them in this one. Should be another clean round here for 9.
I really did love that play from Eyeballers. Like, you have no util, you have rifles, you have like 1 or 2 flashbangs. Popping onto the B bomb side there is just, for me, it's a lovely play. And, well, speaking of lovely play, this is getting a little bit scary. The 2 opening kills with the Deagles are found, but damage control has been installed, and all my excitement kind of simmering down now. Okay, never mind. I was like, are they really going to lose to Ecos? But that's not the case, and to be fair, well done to 9 just to hold on there and make sure nothing really goes awry after they do lose those first 2 picks. But lovely shots from Pepsor and Heap.
Honestly, I was here for the ego. I was here for it, man. I love seeing Deagle Dinks. I think that they are so satisfying, and Eyeballers kick things off. And it's another round where they get the 2 openers, and then everything just falls apart. To be fair, we didn't expect too much from an eco round.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I do agree. Fundamentally, you're right.
Too much.
Yeah, I was like, fundamentally, you're not wrong. But it is like a P250 non-armor round. Oh, JW, that's unfortunate. And he's the kind of last older guard, because obviously Flusher retired. And I guess everyone in Eyeballers now does have experience. I think there was definitely a stage where it was like Shine and Sapek are very green, and it was Shvedhead as well, so like very green trio alongside the 2 experienced players. But after like a year, almost 2 years at playing tier 3, tier 2 CS, I don't know if we can call them inexperienced anymore, but still definitely not the caliber of JW. However, my rambles aside, our first gun round comes out, and well, no AWPer, you have a coach, does not matter. He picks up the first AWP of the game. I'm very intrigued to see how he's going to use this.
Now it's fairly telegraphed boost that pays off beautifully. Even with the flash there, I mean, you're able to get the first, but it does get traded out. So Eyeballers still not terribly deterred. Bomb is still chilling towards CT here, so it really is kind of an information gathering mission. See if you can collect some space, and then someone's going to have to go back and fetch Bomb. As Pepsor pokes and prods a little bit here towards the B site, trying to, again, draw those rotations, but I've got to give it to 9. Their patience has been fantastic. They're not giving in to any of the pressure, any of the poking and prodding.
However, a very nice opening. Wait, what? Pepsor kills the short aggressive. Yeah. No, yeah, he kills the short aggressive. They do get traded out, though. And now here come the A side. Execute in the Molotov. Nara, unfortunately, does not know what to do. Kai runs into that aforementioned Molotov. Somehow is still alive. Has ducked and dived into the smoke. And, okay, I was going to say, it was a bit ambitious that he was staying alive for that long. He was baiting for Bambush, who was coming up and coming through Dumpster. But unfortunately, as soon as Bambosh gets in position, his teammate falls. And that's the first round on the board for Eyeballs for a very, very nice A execute.
Yeah, it got a little bit chaotic there.
Don't know how Kai survived for that long. I mean, like, fair play to him.
Running through the Molotov as well, just somehow finding space to continue living, but not for too much longer.
What's interesting is that Molotov probably won them the round, because it got both the kills.
Oh! Oh my... I can't believe
have
you've
an
gone and
AWP?
done that!
Where'd they get the money for an AWP?
Bro, the fact that he, like, shift peeks that and still gets the kill onto JW, like, that's illegal.
I mean, fair play. JW was also waiting for something like that. That's a fantastic opening pick. And what I'm not a fan of is now Pepsor searching by himself, because, yeah, he could have got 1 kill. But if he dies there, you're straight away 9 into a 5 versus 3 due to you over-aggressing. And with a minute on the clock, Eyeballers, yes, they do have map control, but they are very, very segregated away from each other.
Still reeling at the AWP kill. And yeah, a huge investment to bring that on board. But so far paying off. They're going to need to get a lot more out of it if it's going to be worthwhile. He's brought down to very low creds or very low cash with the rest of his team. So into the next round, it's not going to make the biggest difference in the world, but to keep having that would be... Oh, it's gone. Goodbye, Orp. It was nice knowing you. They should be able to recover it, but Sapek has just, like, moonwalked his way up onto the B site.
But it doesn't matter. Oh no, Sapek did so well at finding that solo defender on the B bomb side, but the round is not lost just yet. The bomb is dropped over in short. Both Kai and Bambosh have at least somewhat come together, and with 15 seconds, I think Eyeballers have to commit towards this B bomb side. 10 seconds, they simply have no time to go up towards A. Smoke on the right side of pillar. It will at least negate Bambosh, but Kai on this bomb side drops the bomb. There's no time. Heaper jumped into short, did not cover his teammate aptly enough. He will at least survive, but that is such a clinch of a round from 9 to win.
Yeah, honestly, they had no right winning that round. Great opening pick from the AWP, but left almost on an island over towards the A site. Sapek finds a gap and is able to sneak through and take him off the board. The AWP is not recovered by either team, so that is a massively lost investment. Nine are then able to rotate over towards B. They almost completely ignore Sapek on the A site. They're like, whatever, he's there. We're just gonna move down. They push up pretty damn aggressively in towards water, and Eyeballers are not expecting them to be there. So as they push through that tunnel, they just get absolutely eviscerated. Like, really well played from Nine, but it feels like Eyeballers, I don't know, they should have had that in the bag.
I agree, because there wasn't... Yeah, so like there was already that double stack in short, and from my perspective, they were literally just clearing short pipe to go up to connector. Like, they were not looking to drop the bomb in con or whatever. Like, they were trying to rotate up towards the A bomb site. I think there was already the fast rotation from Kai, so they were like reacting to Sapek getting that kill on the solo defender, and Eyeballers pushed way too early into short, dropped the bomb, and then it's just a scramble from there. The money from both sides right now is really in a very bizarre position, but this is such a huge round, because whoever wins this could end up stringing quite a few together early on.
It was a pretty clutch timeout as well. It feels like Eyeballers really needed that moment. Like you said, economy in such a dire position right now. Scout on board as well for JW. Didn't get much done with the AWP. In fact, he got deleted right out of the server moments after buying it previously. So we'll see if he can get a little bit more done here. There's aggressive push from Nine. It could be amazing, but it could be punished. Scout chunks off a ton of Navrot's HP, and now he's going to have Util tossed in towards him. Unfortunately, not going to be able to escape with his life. Eyeball is doing a lot of damage here, but we're down to a 3 versus 3, and now there's a clear advantage for them.
There is at least these very aggressive rotations up. Bambosh has come up on the A bomb site, but as soon as Minio overpeaks, he has to fall back. Now, this round, we have to look over to Tomiko, a very big flank. He's going to be coming in as the bomb gets planted, isn't in a position to deny it, and I think Sapek is looking for him. This round seems done and dusted, but if Pepsor gives up a frag like that, this could be attainable. Now into the 1 versus 2. Bambosh, up from the academy, could be proving himself here, and he is. Oh, what a clutch! 1 versus 2, easy as you like. That shouldn't have been winnable, but 9 surged to a 5th.
Honestly, Eyeballers, the misplay there from them is just ridiculous. After the first kill comes through, you know what? Fair enough. You're not 100% sure where he's going to be rotating in from, so a little bit wonky. But when that first kill comes through, when you know he's bank, you have to be holding that crossfire a lot more aggressively. You have to be able to play off of your teammates. And the fact that they allow him to isolate 3 1v1s that he just cleans up, it's just not a good look. Now a second Eyeballers timeout, back to back from them, because they're 4 rounds down. They've got a little bit of cash to spend into this, but this half is slowly running away from them.
Whenever I look at academy players being brought up into the main squad, I always, like, my first impression is always they're going to be good aimers, right? Like, that's always the first thing that I think of, and Bambosh has exemplified that perfectly in that round. Crisp shooting, 1v1s were able to be acquired, lovely positioning, very nicely done. The round should never really got that close, especially with the double long setup. I think that went very awry for Narot and Kai. Only getting 1 kill and going 1 for 2 is really not great when you've baited in your teammate perfectly. But Eyeballers, with that bomb down, they're not going to fully invest, but they're still going to get a pretty strong buyout going down to 2k.
I don't hate this idea from them as well. Don't force up unnecessarily. Get yourself through this round. Get yourself a proper buy in the back pocket. Otherwise, you're just stringing along awful buys, you know, forever ad infinitum. And for 9, I mean, they're not exactly on the strongest buy imaginable either. Nice little bit of early util, but look at this map control that 9 have garnered! And the pop flash does nothing to deter Bambosh's now. It's just an absolute cleanup on aisle B. With only 2 players left alive here from Eyeballers. They have been able to get 1. Can they make it more? Bomb getting planted is massive. Little bit of extra cash available for them. That should be all they're good for. Kai, nice little kill there. Last one goes down, and it's an easy defuse.
This round is one of those rounds where you look at both teams and you see a success. On one hand, 9, they only lost 1 player. They've stabilized their economy a little bit after only keeping 1 player alive in the previous. So you've got a big thumbs up there. You can at least have a buy if you lose the next round. But for Eyeballers, also a big thumbs up. Yes, you only killed one player. But that was not a round that you were looking to win. You were looking to get a bomb down and damage. Granted, they didn't get damage, but that bomb down does a lot. Look at what it is. You've got full utility across everyone, plus money to spare, and the AWP on JW. We have seen him pick it up once already. He got out-AWPed by Narod. Let's see if that changes as we head into round 8. And for 9, they could be really stealing away this first half.
Gotta say, credit to Bambosh, who's doing incredibly well. Recently dropped to the Academy roster and brought back up for this, and he is putting up numbers. Now again, the aggressive map control, and it just pays off. Beautiful opening kill here. Eyeball is already down to only 4 players. They have no idea how to deal with this. Finally, JW holding the angle will be able to get one for himself. They're starting to make a bit of, you know, carve a little bit of space for themselves on the map, but with that kill, with Kai getting that, Eyeballers have nothing. There's nothing left.
What a bizarre round from Eyeballers. They are not ready for the A aggression. That is the first thing that catches them off guard. JW at least is able to silence Minio and understands that Kai was the player that got that opening kill, so has to understand that he's at least within the vicinity. Doesn't seem to be able to react properly. Kai gets the kill, but in the meantime, something that I pointed out previously, Pepsor getting very aggressive in Monster by himself. This is actually another example, and I guess the first example of where it goes properly wrong, where he walks out, gets killed. Like, he just gives up he gives the advantage further to 9. And then in the meantime, a lovely rotation from Narot that puts 3 players on that A bomb site, catches up the player coming up con, and 9 stabilized once again with 4 players alive. So their economy is looking really good. And I'm feeling scared for Eyeballers now. A very flat gun rounds. The extra money they had in the bank is going to allow them to purchase up. And yes, this is a really CT-sided map, but they're not showing me anything to be excited about.
Unfortunately, we're just not seeing the skill that we expect from a team like Eyeballers. Unfortunately, it's all downhill from here. He pulled trade. So at the very least, the only gun lost there was the pistol. We're not going to be too sad about that. But unfortunately, Minio with a nice little follow-up will bring things firmly back into 9's control. And look at how spread out Eyeballers are. They try to start this off with a default, but before they even have a chance to commit to a site, the majority of their players have dwindled away. Now, back to a 3 versus 3. The wildest flanking mission EU for Sapek heading back towards the A site, but they have opened up B for the most part. Only player here really holding is Bambosh. They're running out of time to actually make it happen. Navrot already having repossession, Sapek losing his life, and these last 2 players, they've just run the clock down too far.
50 seconds is enough to work with, but they have really no util, because the first place I was JW, yes, he had the deagle, but he had all their utility across the whole team. So now as they've entered the B-bomb site, they've been allowed this because Bambosh is playing retake, and same with Narot. A Molotov does get picked up. If that gets placed towards CT, the bomb can go down for free. But no, they place it towards short. They give the information that it's going to be this B bomb site. And now here we enter the retake. 1 from short, 2 for CT. And what a grenade from Nara. Lands on the head of Shine. Minio snipes him down from heaven. And Pepsor looking to replicate what the young Pole did to them a few rounds ago. And that's a fantastic start. First headshot on the board, but does not expect Bambosh coming from the bridge. And that's 9 going to 8.
Oh, this is just falling apart at the seams here for Eyeballers. And like I was saying, right, they start a default, They start looking for that early information, maybe an early kill if they can get one. But Nine have consistently had full control of the map from start to finish in every single round. I kind of want to see Eyeballers full commit to something and just chill. Let Nine walk into them. You can see how aggressive Nine are being. If you've got a 5 stack holding for that 1 or 2 crazy players that are going to push into you towards the bottom of the map, just absolutely gun them down, give yourself the numbers advantage, and then go from there. The default is not working. They're losing too many players early on.
Yeah, I'm just really overall not too excited by what we're seeing from Eyeballers right now. Like, they're playing against a coach and a makeshift team where they are being abused by an academy player. I don't want to take away anything from Bambosh, but he's literally played competitive CS for less than a year, like on HLTV that is, so kind of at a professional level. He doesn't have the most experience, but my god, is he owning them right now in so many clutch and mid-round situations. I feel like he's playing above his age right now, and as we head into the third last round, Eyeballers with that bomb down are once again going to get a purchase up, but I feel like a broken record because they keep on getting these purchases up and they keep on not getting anything with them.
That's a nice little smoke. It's going to give them an opportunity to cross through. But of course, it's a lot of information given over to 9. However, oh, beautiful from Sapek. Great reaction time there. 2 kills for Eyeballers. Now they have to run with this. They have to make something happen. But they've stalled out. They haven't moved. They're so paranoid and in their own heads. Finally, we're going to see a little bit of that util start to come out. But 9 have already come to reinforce the site. It doesn't matter. They're just going to run out into the open and get sprayed down. Tamiko's the only one left alive. If you can do a little bit of damage here, that would be great, but there's not too much more to be said for this round. A great one from Eyeballers, and honestly, should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tamiko to save this. Yeah, they have money, but I think if he saves this, they're looking more than fine. And, well, never mind. Heap snipes him from the B-bomb site. But that was a, yeah, great round from Eyeballers. I don't know where they've pulled that from. They slow down on the execute, and I kind of do like it after they get those picks. They get the utility down, and that actually plays to their favor because it puts the 2 defenders on that A-bomb site in a very uncomfortable position. Alongside that, 9 also missed a Molotov of their own, so they allowed for Eyeballers to play behind that Molotov and actually close down space, really no worries. But that's a great round. And if Eyeballers are actually able to get 4 rounds on this T side, from my perspective, that is a massive win.
Oh, a little bit of grenade chunk damage early on in the round. Eyeballers not going to be too happy with that. But again, we're seeing a nice little stack from them. Waiting to see if they can get a bit of early information. Now 9 seems they've learned their lesson. 1 round of getting punished. And they're rather going to play a little bit more safe. Potentially going to look to get a booster. Nice. Nothing spotted. There's nothing there. But if they're not careful, they could get backstabbed from long here. Oh, dear Lord. Is this going to happen?
Oh, yeah. That's the A-bomb site loss. No one's watching. What is happening? They don't anticipate that fast long play whatsoever, mostly because Eyeballers have never really committed up towards that position. It's only been Sapek lurking on a late timing, and, well, that's round over. 9, they're going to have to save for the last round. They're going to have no money on Naro on Kai, and all of a sudden, you've ended this half 8-4. 9's still happy with that lead, but it does, well, I mean, it's not 8-4 yet, because Eyeballers need to still win that final round, but there's a big chance that they will, and 9 have opened up the possibility for Eyeballers to segue back into this map due to them losing 4 rounds at the end, and Pissed Around could just put them straight back in it.
Listen, I'm all for conditioning, but for it to take that long to activate, that's absurd. And I'm still kind of reeling at the fact that they don't have anybody watching long, because as much as Sapek is usually on a little bit of a late push up long, you still want to be aware and be cognizant that there could be someone there. It's definitely a misplay, no matter how you look at it, to not have somebody even looking in that direction. So, well played to Eyeballers. They slowly creep their way up long and are able to, completely take control of the A site. Totally uncontested. They're going to be happy with that. They're going to come into this last round of the half feeling a lot more confident. But can they snag it away? 9 have been so good for a lot of these rounds, and they're still in with a decent buy here. This could still go very badly for Eyeballers.
Yeah, it looks like a short take's going to come through. Really good early space taken by Pepsor. And now needs to be focusing on Narot. He's isolated in towards Connector. If he gets traded or gets killed here, there's no trade. Never mind. Narot's able to potentially get away for free, but he can't even get out. Sorry, this is actually such a weird setup from 9. You've left a player and Connected completely by himself. Kai has fled to that A bomb site, so great first kill from Narot, but as I said, they give up so much space because of that, and what a read from Eyeballers.
What?
They spam and put a nade on the boost as it gets assembled, but in the meantime, they lose 2 players on either extremity, and now a third. What in the world is happening? Shine is in a 1 versus 4. He picks up the first. There's 2 on this bomb site, and well, hold on a second. He now has the information. He's put us into a 1 versus 2. He has a full set of utility. He has the bomb on his back. He knows vaguely that Minio is over towards this B bomb site. Doesn't know about Kai, and with 40 seconds, has time to play with, and looks to see if he can go and climb towards that A bomb site.
And it's a complete noise cut from both sides. Until that smoke. We can just see if he can draw out a little bit of information. Secondary Molotov to come through there, but the bomb is going to get planted. And now he has to hold the line. Oh, what a shot! It doesn't finish the job, but he is able to re-peek and get that final kill. Now, down to the 1 versus 1. Still with a bit of utility in hand. Absolutely ridiculous that he's holding on to it for so long. And Kay seems to have no idea. He's got no idea. He's got no idea! Shine will clutch a 4th round for Eyeballers here in the first half.
Shine shimmers in glory with a illustrious 1 versus 4 to end off the half for Eyeballers. Very soul-crushing for 9, but can they bounce back? Now onto the T side, this pistol round is really important because it could aid that momentum that Eyeballers are building up. And now, as on the favoured side, well, Sam, this game's not over yet.
Not over just yet, but things not looking great. I'm not sure if this is just a HUD error or if somebody has disconnected, but it looks like we only have 4 players on Eyeballers, so already off to a really rough start.
I can see, yeah, they're 5 in the server, and well, JW might not need any other teammates as he's sniped them down, but they charge him, and that's only 1 for the Swedish for the Swedish AWPer. Into a 4 versus 4, 9, grouping up towards long. They could always evade this. They've got a minute left on the clock. They've got Minio in connector. And Eyeballers are just sitting tightly with some very aggressive positions on this A bomb site with a very well-placed microphone in Shine. If they give any sound cues, Shine's going to hear this and instantly call for his teammates to secure that B bomb site.
9 having not committed just yet is probably the call here, but Sapek, great little angle there, is going to spot out 1. That's going to be the call for him to reposition, but he doesn't have a lot of time. He's stuck behind this pillar. He's going to be relying on his teammate to help keep him alive, completely overrun, is now trying to hold from the other side. And 9, they're not going to hold the line. They're going to be like half retreating. 2 kills coming through. They just haven't taken the space. They had every opportunity. Only 2 players left alive, and they're just getting completely deleted.
Yeah, wow, what a round from Eyeballers. Like, continuously going 1 for 1 until it gets into that 3 versus 3. And then Shine just kind of pops off, to be honest. Like, he just has a great... He has 2 great kills from short, and that basically mitigates everything from 9. They have no control of short. They have no control of really anything. And it does... And like, they can't get the bomb down, and they just get slowly pincered. They lose all the gun duels. So, really, fair play to Eyeballers. But for 9, this is exactly what I was saying. This shifts a lot of the momentum over to the Swedish side, and now there's only a 3-round gap, with most likely the City side taking an eco, so that's going to be a 2-round gap. And if that gun round is lost by the Polish side, well, that 8-1 lead they once had is a very... It's far in the past, and it's going to be forgotten about.
Alright, things have kicked off to a very interesting start here, as 9 on a pistol round have managed to take away 2 of Eyeballers' guns. Oh, if only they'd be able to snag 1 away. But it doesn't look like that's going to be possible, as Heap goes on an absolute tear. Deletes almost the entirety of 9 on his own. And this is the exact scenario you were talking about. Only a 2-round difference here for Eyeballers. They've kept 3 of their guns from the previous round. They will have to reinvest, but it's not the worst thing in the world. They're pulling out the AWP. They're pulling out all the stops here to try and claw their way back into this. If they can abuse the CT-sided nature of this map, there is still hope for them. But 9 in with a buy of their own. They may just have something to say about that.
Yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on JW. He didn't do anything in that T half for me. I think he got like 1 AWP kill. He has to be a defining factor for Eyeballers here, and he is going to be taking first contact towards Monster, but it goes amiss. Bambosh very lucky to be alive, and now that the AWP has been identified over towards that B bomb site, they surge and push up the momentum towards A. But I guess luckily for Eyeballers, they don't anticipate Mr. Pepsaw, and they're able to get away with a 4 versus 4 as well as Minio on 3 HP.
And 9 just completely hit the brakes here. Eyeballers will allow it. Not being too aggressive, not wanting to give away any kills unnecessarily. They know that they still have an advantage, and they still have very decent map control, all things considered. So not too stressed out just yet. 9... still heavily angling towards that B site, but it should be a fairly easy collapse for Eyeballers as they haven't checked. There's so many avenues for Eyeballers to move in through now. They've given themselves a numbers advantage. There is a suspicion that there might still be a player there, but 9 realize they have to get to site. They have to get the bomb planted. Bambosh will be good for 1, and Tamiko will follow it up with 1 of his own. Advantage back in 9's hands as Eyeballers too slow to react. Now they have to play retake.
But a great grenade from Pepsor coming from Connector. And because the bomb's going down a little bit late, the Molotov should be ticking away from him. However, it misses. That is a saving grace for Tomiko. And lovely. On that elevation, JW placed into a 1 versus 2, spots out Tomiko by the wood, does spam in water, drops him to 25 HP, so close on the second time of asking, and his spray just goes awry, so close from JW, and I have no idea how, but Eyeballers play a very heavy retake setup on that B-bomb site with the MP9 super deep and the A1S in heaven, and well, they both just take 1v1s, they both die. Obviously Shine's not going to kill at range with the MP9, gets caught out in the open jumping around, and that gun round that felt like it was Eyeballers has crossed over to Nine's favor, and now I have no idea where the momentum lies.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, that should not have been a 9 round. They did such a good job of restabilizing, despite how many losses were taken in that round. They're going to be happy with how they've done so far. A boost up here. Oh, Heap, good for 1. Trade it out, so it's a good little cross there. But the boost isn't even checked, and Pepsor will delete Key. 3 versus 4 here. Still firmly in favor of Eyeballers. If JW can find a gun somewhere, they'll be sitting pretty for this one.
And he does. He upgrades that AK and is also able to escape deep into Connector. I feel like 9 have to anticipate this though, right? Like JW just completely disappears. Surely you have to anticipate this long flank up through Connector. But now 9, they set their sights on this A bomb site. Bambosh coming up from long. He has the bomb on his back. Both players coming in from toilet and they anticipate JW. That is really huge. You take away loads of information and cancel out the most important part of the round for Eyeballers. This is going to force Pepsor alongside Sapek to go aggressive in towards bathroom to try take some space and information, and they'll do that perfectly. Back to the advantage, and now Minio and Bambosh not together. They're going to be isolated in 1v1s, and Pepsor capitalizes upon that. Now down to that academy player that we mentioned was towards long. Will they anticipate this? It seems Sapek has his number, but he's going to get caught on a timing. Bambosh able to creep out. Doesn't anticipate the MP9 to be close on Shrug. Has Bambosh been seen? Wait, what? How has he got this far up? Isolates the 1v1, anticipates and knows that Pepsor's towards toilets, but he kills himself! No! He throws the Molotov somehow onto top default, tries to plant in it, and oh my god, what a devastating way to end a round.
Oh man, I felt my own heart shatter when I saw that Molotov miss. That is devastating, because that was almost winnable. The fact that A, the bomb was going to get planted, which would have been extra money, but B, he would have been able to reposition and potentially hold down the fort. And a missed Molotov just ruins everything. All right, we won't dwell too much longer. 9 back down onto pistols here. Eyeball is still at a 2-round deficit. No, we're not dwelling. We're not dwelling. We're moving on. we give them a chance to try to redeem themselves, as they have a massive disadvantage in this round. A little bit of damage is more than likely the most they can hope for.
I guess the one thing that we can redeem Bambosh is that, like, it should never be in that 1 versus 3. Like, 9 get picked apart, 2 kills isolated towards short by Pepsor, and this round we're not anticipating too much. I don't think they have armor on even all players, but what would be worrying is that if they get nothing from it, like no bomb down, no damage, that is definitely a sign that is not going to be the best. And Naro doesn't seem to realize that they've spotted a player in Divider, gets swung on, and Key is all by himself with the Deagle. Could catch one player off guard, has kind of lost the timing on JW. Key has spotted him out, and he will deal with him. 8-9. I really did not expect this after the 8-1 lead from 9, but after losing 7 of the last 8 rounds, well, map 1, which is Eyeballer's map pick, could still be taken by the Swedes.
There's still definitely an opportunity for them. I think the fact that they're able to win 4 rounds on their T-side half is massive, because that is such a bounce-backable position. And they're proving it right here. Only a 1-round deficit. However, 9 have the ability to invest in here. There's definitely a deficit. Eyeballers are going to have to be on their game. They cannot take a moment to underestimate 9 and to give even the slightest bit of wiggle room here.
Let's
try and get that. I don't know. Okay, good little trade there. You had a double up. One dies, but you're able to hold on to one more. JW holding the line with the MP9. Doesn't realize Miko has slipped straight past him. That would have been a free clear kill. And now if he tries to push out, he's going to get absolute... Never mind. Spots one, little bit of damage. Can't get the kill. Forced to retreat. One coming from behind him. He's absolutely doomed. Never mind. How does he win that? Brady, what is happening?
Okay, how is... It's a 3 versus 1. Minio is on the A bomb site, but the bomb is all the way back in connector. We've seen missed nades. We've seen 4B and 1 connector, which in itself is an insane setup. JW is still in connector. They have no information whatsoever on the A bomb site, and Pepsor, even though he anticipates the heaven lurk, will call off from CT. And no way, if Heap dies here, it's a 1 versus 1. But Heap does at least get that frag. What a bizarre and outrageous round. How has JW survived? How have they not at least gone more than 1 for 2 in short? What in this world is going on, Sam? And I guess that's the quality of CS that lets you fumble a 7-round lead.
I guess. I mean, I know that T-side overpass is difficult, but... I mean, this is just looking... no.
Yeah. There's a difference when it's down, like, okay, you're getting outplayed, team play or whatever, but yeah, whatever that is nothing to do with T-side.
Alright, that's another thing that we're just gonna forget happened, as now 9 look to try and mount... No, not a Tech 9 rush. I'm a little disappointed. I see Tech 9s, I see no rushing, and I am sad. But they are posturing towards the B site here. It is heavily reinforced by eyeballers, though. There is a good read into this, that this is where it's going to be. The Tech 9s get absolutely no love. Never mind. Minio is able to get 1 with his Tech 9. Can Navrot make it a second for his team? Nope. Backstabbed. And there you go. That is Eyeballers taking the lead for the first time in this series.
Right, Sam. I'm calling it 2-0. I'm calling this right now. Eyeballers have, I think, they should be winning Overpass. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're playing fantastic CS either. Touching on that 1 connector 4B setup, which is insane. Like, you have 4 players on the B bomb site. You take the first contact and you don't push your Gress short and take the space. You could rotate 1 up towards A. But 9 are squandering their chances. Yes, they're playing with a very bizarre roster with their coach, ex-coach and academy team, academy player. So obviously they're not in the most ideal setups. And well, I was going to say this could be a great opportunity for a 2K in towards short, but Sapek dodges the flash, saves his teammate who was completely blind. That's an amazing opening kill. But once again, JW is on a pedestal all by himself, and that iceberg melts. And now the A bomb site is in a bit of a precarious position. Yes, Pepsol's rotated up. He's got good space. Heap has come over to defend the immediate bomb site. But Eyeballers could have really done with JW falling back and giving up space and play that 5 versus 4.
Oh, and Heap getting absolutely deleted off of the site means that now the site is free and clear. They might not be aware that Pepsol has already pushed so far up, but they have a lurk of their own. Minio is making his way up that way as we speak. Going to be walking straight into Pepsol's crosshairs, and Pepsol loses the fight, and that's it. That should, by all accounts, be round. Bomb is going to go down now. A little bit of damage is going to come through the smokes, but return fire from the HEs into stairs. And yeah, this is going to be Eyeballers just falling back, looking to hold on to the weaponry that they have. Cash not in the greatest position imaginable. They would be able to buy for one another. JW sitting pretty at like 9.7k. Rather hold on to what you have as 9 even out the scoreline.
Okay, I guess I know nothing about Counter-Strike. Never mind. I feel like just right there, it's kind of Overpass 101 on the A bomb site that you just do have to give up the space eventually, especially when you're playing by yourself. Like, especially when you are the only defender there. I feel like that's when there's no way you should be that aggressive, and that's the reason the round ends. But like, all blame can't quite be put on JW. I think those rotations from it was Heap and Pepsor. The fact that Heap gets completely caught off guard in the open, he should have just tucked truck or played a little bit more as life. Great shot from Bambosh, so you have to give it to him. But both Heap and Pepsor dying instantly, like, that can never be happening as well. As you did mention, though, they do have a lot of money. They don't have the loss bonus. They only have 1,400 coming into this round. But they do still somehow actually have quite a bit of money. And especially with those 2 save rifles, it's not the worst case scenario for them. And I'm finally seeing some support for JW on the A-bomb site. But once again, they're not playing in tandem. And I'm a little bit scared of Heap and Connector as there are 2 players looking to gun him down.
Looking to default here, looking to get a bit of early information as immediately the fight breaks out. And Heap gets a little bit of information, forced to fall away. Does manage to escape with his life and does a fair bit of damage himself. So that should be something they might be able to pivot off of later. Bomb is so far towards B. They're definitely looking for a B finish. Actually, I mean, no, you could have potentially Key getting a pick over towards B and then rushing back, picking up Bomb, running over towards A. Definitely a possibility here. But still, nothing confirmed. And the B side is so free right now. And of course, they have no idea. They don't have cast division. But if they only knew how free it was.
Great monster resmoke as well. Yes, there's not many players on that B bomb side, but the fact that they've added that smoke completely, I think, negates that B bomb side. So attention has to be turned over towards a bomb side, and Heap, oh, he's in a great position. He spotted out the gun barrel of Minio, so he knows there's players over towards front toilets, and there's also 2 players on this bomb site. Molotov comes a little bit late, and Naro is still able to get a kill. That 1v1 is completely fine. But here comes Heap. He initiates himself, and JW just has to hold strong and survive on this A-bomb site. He does more. He gets 2 kills, and that all is Heap. Heap backstabbing them, grants Eyeballers 11, and puts them tantalizingly close to taking 13.
I love how JW was just playing bait there. Like, he would, like, jump, spot something, and then hide. And then one of his teammates would swing it. And then he would jump, and peek something, and then hide. And then one of his teammates would trade it. And it can be difficult, right? Trying to maneuver with that AWP. Because no scopes, as we know. Is it skill? Is it luck? Who knows? But don't risk it. And being in a very advanced position, well, not an advanced position, but being advanced upon, he's forced to have a little bit of fancy footwork there. So well done to Eyeballers to play off of that so incredibly well. Great HE for Sapek to take advantage of. And that's already numbers advantage garnered for Eyeballers, looking to wrestle back control. They've already given themselves a lead here. One more will put them on map point. They're so close, and Minio's just walking up, completely uncovered. JW gonna be forced off the angle, but spots out yet another player, and that should be a ton of information for 9.
Yeah, also, Naro took 40 damage to the Molotov for really no reason, so that's also something we have to take a notice of. You've got a 3 versus 5, and one of those players isn't too healthy. Yes, it doesn't really matter if the AWP kills you, because, well, it doesn't matter if you're 60 or 100 HP, but Eyeballers seem to have a perfect read right now. They have 3 players on this A-bomb site. Nope, I'm wrong. They now have 2. Tomiko, not normally known as an AWPer, snipes Heap at range, and this makes it a little bit more winnable. But Naro, he's surely going to get caught off. Lovely from Pepsaw, and now narrows an isolated attack only towards Long. A lovely Molotov. It's going to allow for the rotation of Shine as well. An even better flashbang, however, not capitalized upon. Bambosh dinked but still alive. JW holding the angle, misses his shot. He's going to be penalized for that. But as I mentioned, a lovely rotation from Shine. He's going to be coming in to save them. Similarly for Sapek, it got a little bit scary. Tingling a little bit, but 9, well, they've just given up the ability to close it out in regulation.
Yeah, honestly, that was a bit odd, it felt like, from Eyeballers. It was a lot more expensive than it needed to be. Sure, they've got money. Sure, they're not too stressed about that. But if you're looking at it in like in a vacuum, right, in an isolated system, they should not have lost that many guns. There were 2 really solid opportunities to get kills there where they just end up dying unnecessarily, and it's all at the top of Long. They do manage to clutch out the round for themselves, so not too concerned with that overall, but another bit of missed util. I mean, that's just been so rough so far in this game, but a nice little trade-off there. Means that 9 are still in with a chance. Never mind, Sapek will pull whatever chances they had right out of their hands. The slow walk up into Monster is punished, and now Minio's the only one left alive. And he's got so little to work with. A smoke and a flash. is everything he has to his name, and Eyeballers, they have to be aware. The jump spot, peeks, sees him, and that's it. That's him taken down right off of the board. 13-10 in favor of Eyeballers. I called it, but I'll be honest, that first half had me questioning.
Yeah, okay, it's a good map win from Eyeballers. It is their map pick, and it was something that we anticipated. They still maintain that 100% win rate across the last 3 months, but it was nowhere near as pretty as it should have been. I think misplays from both sides plague that whole server, something you would potentially anticipate from this 9 roster because of their struggles they have with just having a full 5, so you can give them some slack. But then when you move your attention over to Eyeballers, a team that we were saying that has been together for almost 2 years and Heap for 6 months is their final 5th, that was not the quality of CS that I anticipated, but a win is a win. And now we have to turn our attention to Vertigo, which is going to be map 2, which is the pick of 9. And last time these two teams played, Eyeballers actually did lose to 9, even though it wasn't their full roster as well.
Yeah, and I think like we did kind of touch on this quite a bit earlier, but we do have that asterisk on this matchup. The fact that 9 are essentially playing with 2 subs, one of which is a coach. And I know that a lot of people will look at a coach and go like, oh, well, you're a coach. Surely you know how to, but it's very different. The time that a player spends on the server practicing, honing their skills, getting their macro together, that is time that the coach is spending watching VODs and thinking up playbooks and, you know, VOD reviewing the players themselves and anti-stratting enemy teams. Like, coaches are not spending their hours in the server. So for Navrot to be holding his own as much as he has been, props and kudos all across the board. And we do have our match MVP as well, Pepsor, who was, to be quite frank, a freaking demon on that map.
Yeah, I think at the early stages of the T side, he made me question himself a little bit because of the, like, his aggression out monster was being negated and he was giving up advantages sometimes. But he was, Shine got the 1v4 at the end of the first half. But yeah, Pepsor was super consistent in his rotations from that B bomb site and also was just consistent whenever they went to that B bomb site. He won them a lot of key rounds in that second half, and let's see if he can continue this after the break as we go into Vertigo. So do not go too far because map 2 is going to be on your screens in about 10 minutes.
they've lost both of them. And one of them was, in fact, to the old core 9 lineup. This is now, of course, before Ents came in and started picking up a bunch of their players. So that kind of forced 9 to have to rebuild. So the last time that they played off against one another, 9 was a far more robust team. Now, unfortunately, it's just 2 of the core players. They've brought in 1 new player and they're being forced to play with subs. It's unsure how this is going to go now. Previously, it was a 13-7 in favor of 9, but now with Eyeballers feeling confident off the back of that last map win, coming into this, knowing that they do have a little bit of an advantage, Freddy is back, so now he can give us his opinion.
Yeah, that was really weird. It was just like, okay, I'm back. Whatever's happening is fine. But yeah, I think as you were kind of saying, we go on to the map pick of 9. They are favored if you have like if they had a full 5, I'd say they're definitely favored, and I'd say it's definitely going to Anubis. But I think that the premises around their roster definitely does change things. And Kabosh had a great game. The issue is, I feel like a lot of people around him didn't, and there's a lot of struggle. When you have the likes of Tomiko and Kai not really doing too well, I think it really does. For Eyeballers, I see them taking this map. If Pepsaw, Shine, and Heat can continue, then it should be happy days for them. And well, the game is live. We're into the pistol round. Eyeballers on that CT side. They cannot hold down the B-bomb site well enough. Never mind, I take it back. Shine puts it into 3 versus 2. They don't have a kit, so with this bomb down, it does add some time pressure. The flank, will it be found out? I'm pretty sure they do know about him. And well, in a flurry of frags, in a 3 versus 2, Minio and Key, they join together, link arms, and get the first round for 9.
A little bit chaotic there, but 9 walk away with exactly what they wanted from that round, which is a round win. And it doesn't matter that they lost a few players in the exchange, because it was the pistol round. So who really cares? A little bit of extra cash available for Kay and Tomiko because they're the ones that got the kills. So they're going to be feeling happy with that. A little bit more of a spend for them. They can spread the wealth around a little bit. For Eyeballers, it is going to be a force-up here. That is a questionable decision. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, it's always an interesting one, and they've got 3 players over towards the A-bomb site right now. 1 is boosted up, so if either of Key or Narot do push their way up, they will get caught off guard. However, that's a really bad start. Shine over-aggressing. That's always going to be... That's something you always question. Like, you've got to set up on the A-bomb site. You just have to hold sturdy in mid and B, and they instantly give up an opening kill. And for 9, they now also realize it's going to be a full buy, or a force rather, so they're going to be aware of these MP9s. Saptek is going to be found out over in sandbags, but Pepsaw saves his life. We're back into a 4 versus 4, but once again, mid is in the hands of 9, and Minio has full control.
Looks like they're going to start heading back towards this B site again. They had some pretty good success on it in the previous round, but Heap is on an island currently. JW, however, will bring favor back over to the Eyeballers now as they start to flood the site. They don't even wait for the bomb to even start going down, instead rushing out like absolute mad lads. They bring it down to a 1 versus 1. Tomiko heavily favored in this. More HP, rifle in hand. Sapek has to make miracles happen here with an MP9. Tomiko's going to play a little bit of time here. Knows he's got a bit to work with. Got to start at the bomb. Sapek around the corner. And he can't connect the shots. Tomiko with a great clutch to bring 9 their second.
That smoke down kind of scared me for a second, because as soon as he placed that smoke, it allows Sapek to just inch his way forward and actually get closer. And even though Sapek was kind of aware that it might be a tap, a great read from Tomiko, a great clutch, and that's exactly what 9 needed to get onto a second. But because it got so close, Eyeballers will actually be forcing up once again. They know the money's bad for 9, and it's not the decision that a lot of IGLs will make, but Shine has called for it. They've got 4 MP9s, they've got an A1S, and now, for me, the aim of the game is just don't give up an opening kill straight away.
Ooh, nice little chunky AG there. 9 gonna be happy with that one. Trying to go in aggressive, Eyeballers, and 9 just do not care. They hold the line and they just absolutely mow down these Eyeballers players that are trying to get an early advantage by taking the aggressive angles. Giving themselves a player advantage here. Shine will be good for 1. Hiding around the corner there. Oh, gets the second as well. That's a little bit uncalled for. Already brought to a 2 versus 2. This should have been an easy 9 win. Eyeballers keep up the pressure. Oh, no. Jump up. Absolutely deleted. Shine's last one left alive. He's been good for 2 already, but the bomb is in Narnia. Okay, it's just met up. He's back. He's ready. He's here. You're going to hold the line. Shine on very low HP. We've seen this before. And unfortunately, it's just another example of 9 clutching it out. But these rounds have been expensive.
And also just confusing. 9 in a 5 versus 3, you have eyeballers pushing both extremities at the same time. You have the B bomb site being given up because of just a solo player being aggressive, trying to take the space with the MP9, gets caught off guard. In the meantime, I think it was Sapik that pushed down Gap. Him and his fellow teammate Gap both got naded for 50 straight away, so that was already a pretty bad start and a great start for 9. But you're in that 5 versus 3, and it somehow gets into it was a 3 versus 2 at one stage, but then when they get that into that 2 versus 2, I have no idea what Peps was doing, just jumping up on headshot. He should have been playing and waiting for the connector, who was very, very close, and well, that's the round gone away. And now on this low buy, eyeballers, they're not anticipating too much. They did just get 1 kill with 3 players on that A bomb site, and as the bomb gets retrieved, let's see if eyeballers can hit a headshot with Heap's Deagle, or maybe just save this AK that's on Shine.
Love some of the bait plays. Oh, Heap! Oh god. Shine saves his life there. That was very spaghetti. But he does manage to live. Unfortunately, Heap will eventually get taken down. And Shine, again, finds himself the last man standing. Rifle in hand. Trying to find a spot if he can. Knows the bomb's going down, but can't really do too much from this angle. Is he just gonna get rotated in on? Oh my god! Baboos doesn't even check it. That's yet another free kill here for Shine. Molotov. See if he can get an extra little kill there. But unfortunately, he's all alone. He has to fend off 2 players. He's good for 1. Can he get 1 more? He doesn't have a kit, so he's gonna have to try and either stick this or make a miracle happen. And Key knows that all he has to do is chill. All he has to do is chill! And as Shine walks up on him, he gets the headshot.
Okay, that got far too scary. I said Shine, the best he can do is maybe just save that AK, but he does so much work with it. And honestly, those 4 kills he got in total, the 3 with the AK, does so much damage to 9, and they're not going to be sitting too comfortable with their economy. So eyeballers, even though they are 4-0 down, they've done so much work to keep this quite close and very competitive. I still believe that if they win this round, they have that momentum.
Nice little bit of chunky util early on, trying to clear out these angles. Great bit of stall here from eyeballers to deny 9 that space up ramp, which they've really been enjoying. I think this is the right call to make. Make sure that they can't take that for free and force them to have to slow down a little bit. Eyeballers themselves here still have a slight advantage. But this aggressive play towards ramp, he spots 1, he makes the right call, he backs off, he calls for reinforcements, but no, he turns back around, and it's Shine and JW together who trade him out. 9 not being given the opportunity to plant as some smokes come through. It's going to give them a little bit of sideline cover, but it's so back and forth. Tamiko will wide swing, but he'll get completely shut down. 1 versus the world here. Key, good for 1, good for the second! That was way too close, but Pepsol will stop it in its tracks. Seems we may have lost Freddy again, so...
Sorry, yeah, what a great use with the USP. Like, I don't know how Kai's done that. That first kill, just so snappy, so quick, so good. And then onto Pepsor, almost. But that round, for me, comes in with the rotations, because they had a mid-player 9, and that was putting so much pressure on Shine. They had a smoke as well to allow them to crunch up mid, but JW coming in to negate that mid push saved them the round, and then that allowed Shine to survive, and it allowed them to maintain so much space. So he's my MVP of the round. And 9, well, they do lose the first 2 opening picks, but hang on a second, they trade them back, and then we're in a 2 versus 2.
It really is the Wild West in this matchup. We saw it on Overpass. We're seeing it again. Just absolute guns blazing from start to finish. It's been battle of the aggressors. But now we slow down. 2 versus 2. As 9 start to creep their way over towards this B bomb site. Van Bosch is going to play tip of the spear. He's going to try and be baited for his teammate. Kai a little bit far away from him to trade. Oh, but Bambosh lives, and that's massive. They've brought it down to a 2 versus 1. And Shine has a little bit of information, but not very much. He knows that there's 2 here. He knows that they could have pushed up. He knows that Bambosh might have picked up a gun, but he doesn't know whether he has or hasn't. He doesn't have all of the information he would like, so he has to creep. He has to check the angles. He's good for the first. The swing is good, and Kai will shut it down. It's another ridiculously expensive round for 9, but it's another round in the bag.
Yeah, this is a very bizarre start of the game where every single round seems to be coming down to 1v1s. But yeah, that round, 3 versus 5, basically for eyeballers. They don't throw any util towards ramp apart from maybe a flash or 2, and they just dry swing with no smoke at the bottom. When you have the utility, and when 9 had basically nothing, and they had tech 9s on some players, I would be thinking that you play with your util. You at least put down those smokes, but that's not the case. Great awareness from Shine in that 1 versus 2. He reads it perfectly. But unfortunately the setup was just too strong, and Key does really well. He's 14-3 right now. My god, if he continues this form, then I'm not sure what eyeballers can do. And they've got a half buy. It is strong, so there's not too much expectations in this round, but as we go into round 8, it should be a full buy for eyeballers, and they need to really start just getting anything going.
Well, Shine's going to kick things off with a nice little opener there. They'll be happy with that one. But, I mean, neither of these teams has been really good at taking advantage. It generally tends to get a little bit wibbly-wobbly towards the mid-round. And this has caused a little bit of a pause from 9 as they reassess. And that gives eyeballers so much time to take the space down towards ramp. However, it looks like 9 are going to be posturing for another B hit. B has been so easy for them to take control of round after round. And now there's just 2 players. As we see Heap rotating in to try and hold the line here. They haven't spotted out Shine. Oh, but the flick from Bambosh is good. Pepsor will trade. But we're down so low here. Eyeballers keeping this so competitive. Still have the numbers advantage here. One player isolated from the rest of his team. And he also isolated away. And how have Eyeballers gone and stolen that round?
Honestly, perfect play, perfect read, perfect timings. As soon as the A bomb site gets evacuated from 9, they double push down, and they are instantaneously in position. Really well done from, I think it was Sapek and Shine. In the meantime, I did get a... Oh, so Sapek was on the B-bomb site. I think it was Pepsor and Shine. I did get a little bit scared when Sapek died instantly on that B-bomb site. But really well done. They had the perfect read. They had the perfect timings. And 9 were none the wiser. Now, this flips the script completely. I was looking towards round 8 eyeballs. But now, they're in the driving seat. However, the Tech 9s, may I add the Rec 9s, Minio, the IGL, take matters into his own hand and just goes and annihilates 2. They trade out that final player on the A-bomb side. Bomb will go down. 4 versus 2. Well, eyeballers once again kind of throwing this one away.
Well, Navrat dying there to that Molotov means that this is still recoverable for eyeballers. Now, bearing in mind, they don't have a kit, which is spicy, to say the least. So this is gonna have to be, I don't know, I didn't check. Maybe one had earlier on in the round, and so it needs to be recovered. I'm unsure. Oh man, spotted out one player on the cross. Nice little shot from Heap. Time is ticking away. Shine gonna have to touch. He's gonna try and stick it. The Tech 9 is not connecting. He hits onto Heap, hits onto Shine, and the defuse cannot come through. That is an illegal round for 9 to win, but they're gonna be happy with it.
Trading out back-to-back just ridiculous rounds seems to be the theme of this game so far. There was a kit actually down on, I think it was the, so it was the final player that died in that round. When the third player, when the A-bomb site was executed, it was just by gap to the right of them. So that kit could have been picked up quite easily, and that's when you need communication from the players that are dead to come through. But yeah, 9, the Rec 9s, they charge up the A-bomb site. They do their job perfectly. Minio is just right in their face, doesn't miss a beat, and you know what? Who cares about momentum and having some sort of consistency, because we're back in a position where 9 have the advantage, but eyeballers still with the economy, because they won a gun round they shouldn't have won, where they only had 2k. They have money for an ult, they have money for the A1Ss, and let's see if they can make this work, as the B-bomb site seems to be the point of attack.
Feels like B is home to 9, or at least they hope it is. Molotov gonna force Heap off of his position. Does a ton of damage on the out though, but he is just eating damage here. A Shine will die to the Molotov. Minyo, an absolute force to be reckoned with, rushes straight up the stairs, gets 2, gives the numbers advantage over to his team. They still haven't taken control of the space yet. Need to be weary. JW is here with an AWP. He is spotted, forced off of his position now. Gonna have to back away. And that is a free sight for 9 as he just continues to dominate. 2 players left alive here. Eyeball has possibly just thrown this away entirely. They get their first kill of the round, but the AWP has hightailed it back to Narnia, not looking to get involved in this conflict. And they might just have to go for the save here. Maybe an exit frag or 2. But there's no way they push this.
What? No way.
Never mind, JK.
Yeah. But, like, even with that push, like, Pencil goes in by himself with JW holding a really deep angle. I was going to say, even if they tried to save, it might be a little bit difficult because they know that Key is over on that A-bomb site. So they were maybe tentative of that, and they were correct to be so tentative. But yeah, JW, dead man walking. There is no chance that he wins this. And honestly, I got to give props to 9 for that. Wait, what? How has JW evaded his pursuers like this? No way. Okay, and he gets the kill. Fair enough. Honestly, I'll give him that. He saves York. Quite impressive from him. He's done something quite magical there. But what I do want to mention is the great util usage from 9. They just put a carpet of fire and flames over on that B bomb site, and it basically gets them all the kills. They put 2 Molotovs down. They put 1 towards Wood. That gets the kill onto Shine and forces him in the open. And then Heap as well over on the back of on default. I'm not quite sure what happened because he died to 100 HP on the Molotov. I'm not sure if they put a Molotov on default and back white, but whatever they did, he died to a Molotov while moving away from default for 100. And even though there was a great flashbang to try and give them the advantage, that gets swindled. And now Eyeballers, well, this should be a simple round loss for them. And 9, they're going to be going up to 8 rounds. We've seen them in an 8 round, an advantage on 8 rounds before. So I don't want to count my chickens too early. Count my eggs too early.
Yeah, that being said, no, it's count your chickens. It's eggs in one basket.
That's
that being said, Eyeballers on the CT side only getting 2. I mean, they clawed back from an 8-4 deficit on Overpass when they moved to their own CT side. This feels like a very different ball game, and that's assuming they can even get those next 2 rounds after this. As currently, I mean, this is probably the cleanest round 9 has had so far. Most of the rounds that they've won, even though they've won them, they've come out not unscathed, having lost a lot of manpower in the process. And even here, still losing 1. Pepsor is going to yoink that AK. See if he can hold on to it. But yeah, not a completely completely uneconomically damaging round. I don't know what word I was looking for there.
I think that actually made sense, kind of. I get what you meant, though. But yeah,
as long as you get what I mean.
Yeah, like, I agree. This is, I think, the first round where we haven't seen it go down to a 2-1 versus X or whatever. And on top of that, he has just upgraded himself to 21 frags now. He's 21-5 on going into round 11. He was literally one of the players I called out after map 1 and was like, look, you didn't do too great for a very highly talented individual. You're very good mechanically. Well, he goes and sits on 200 ADR. So I guess, you know what? Fair enough. He's having a great performance and he's carrying his team single-handedly through this one. Yes, he hasn't been the one that's won every single round. Like, look at Minio with the double Tech 9 entry and stuff like that. But he's been definitely a big part of their success. And now in the penultimate round of the half, the guns are back out and Shine, ooh, he needs to be careful here because he could be peeking into the AWP, but he evades the AWPer, knows about the player underneath him, just jumped on him, Assassin's Creed style. Bam Bosch has no idea what's happened, and in a blink of an eye, 3 kills from 3 different individuals on 2 extremities of the map gives Eyeballers a very luxurious advantage. That Shine supplements even further, and well, whatever just happened, that's immaculate.
You're like, Bam Bosch has no idea what happened. I barely know what happened. That was some serious, like, Assassin's Creed Mirror's Edge, parkour down the ramp, get in behind them completely unseen. And the fact that his teammate is then able to get the kill in onto the AWP as well which really should not have happened. I mean, that was really nuts. And it was, what was really odd about it is, I mean, it's one of those rare rounds that Nine don't take an aggressive stance. They've taken a lot of early ramp control and then very often kind of pivoted back towards that B site. And it's one of the few times we don't see that aggression coming through. And Eyeballers do a great job of shutting it down. Minyo from Sandbags, not cleared at all. First kill of the round here. The Molotov to take out Tamiko. The follow through from Sapek onto Navrot through the wall. And now there's only 2 players left. I mean, this is all just falling apart for Nine at the end. And honestly, where the hell was this Eyeballers for the first 8 rounds of this half? Like,
yeah. I was gonna say,
I'm
it's
flabbergasted.
it's very reminiscent of Overpass, because we should be going into the second half with Eyeballers clutching up these final few rounds, making it a 4-8 half. And can history repeat itself after this break?
Those who do not learn from history, Freddy, are doomed to repeat it. It's an 8-4 half. I know, right? In favor of Nine. Very similar. In fact, the exact same scoreline that we had on Overpass. Now Eyeballers start on their T side and have to try and relive that history if they can. Nine looking to put a stop to it and get themselves their first map in this series, take us over to Anubis, and give themselves one more lifeline. See if Eyeballers can make this happen for themselves. A very slow push so far in towards the B site. Not a sound made across the map. looking to take that early control. And for the moment, B is free and clear. It is completely free real estate.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a retake. Bambosh has to do very well here just to survive. Like, if he dies here, that's going to put a very big stain on the round. Well, it's not even him. It's his rotators. Tamiko falls to the grave. And speaking of Bambosh, he's still alive and he's still snapping heads. Unfortunately, there's just too many players on his screen to deal with. And now we head into a 1-3 after Pepsol just goes absolutely nuclear. He gets identified. And even though he has had over 280 yards going into this half, he's not Superman.
Still a nice little 3k for himself there. He is also chilling quite comfortably on 16 and 8. Not quite K's 21 and 8, but you know.
Still very good nonetheless.
Respectable, you know.
Only a 2 KD, God.
Yeah, imagine having a 2 KD. Could not be me. I'm lucky if I've got a 0.2.
Double neck club here.
Truly. 007 got nothing on me.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I feel like a broken record because it's the exact... okay, yeah, this should be an easy round. Okay. Sapek cleans them up with 3, but... Okay, this was scary for a second. You know, Bambosh with that lovely 5-7 kill at the beginning. But my point that I made over on Overpass, if you can reflect back to when this literally exact scenario happened, the same point stands. Momentum being shifted. Eyeballers won some quite clutch rounds towards the end of that first half, and now they're in a position where they've won the pistol. If they win the first gun round, everything changes. A nice attempt now out there with the Zeus, but we have to keep a very close eye on this first gun round, because if Eyeballers are able to win it, then we see the exact same thing as Overpass occur on our screens. The issue I do see with this map, though, is you don't have that one definitive side where you go onto and you're like, this is when we start winning. So Eyeballers don't have that massive advantage of a CT side Overpass, but the idea of momentum still remains the same. And here we go. Let's have it.
2 rounds is definitely a lot to make you feel a bit more comfortable, bringing that to a 2-round deficit instead of 4. But now, oh my god, Bambosh, he just rolled up and blew off Heap's head, as one does. And that's numbers advantage for 9 here. Gonna be happy with that one, but Pepsol will trade it out as he's taken a bit of a sneaky push in through mid here. They've pinched it in so nicely. B-side completely free and clear. A retake from 9 has to come through. Huge advantage for Eyeballers as they can push up a little bit, take that space. No one really on the lurk at the moment. Might see that come into play a little bit later on as K tries to take some of the space here. Ooh, position slightly telegraphed, getting it spammed a little bit, but nothing connecting just yet. It's a great opportunity to try and find an opening for himself, but it's JW who will get that kill. And I mean, I think 9 just looking to try and hold on to these weapons. Try and get some exits if they can at the absolute most, because this round is in the bag.
Yeah, I love a good save, and this round should have been a 3-man save. I don't understand why you have 1 player on ramp, 1 player deep middle, and then 1 player close on B at the end. Like, why is K still hanging around? If you have 3 rifles going to this next round, you can reset yourself very easily and still repurchase in. But as soon as we have what's just happened right here with like K dying, you only have 2 rifles. Big disaster. However, the biggest disaster is their lack of mid control. Pepsor just walks up middle. Like, just there's no one to obstruct him whatsoever. He gets the kill. There's 2 players on the B bomb site, completely tunnel vision towards ramp after that inaugural push. And yes, Bambosh is amazing with that first kill, but it's his mid player who completely neglects his duties, and that's a 7th round for Eyeballers. Sam, history is repeating itself.
Oh, 9 has not learned from the past. You know what? I can't even say that with a straight face. This has been a very chaotic matchup between these 2 teams from the first map all the way into here, and we're not done just yet. 2 rifles still at 9. Yeah, we've seen them do more with less. As Navrot will get the first kill of the round. Yeah, Heap taken off the board, and it's been a little bit of a thorn in their side. Not necessarily the highest fragger, but has had some very impactful kills so far, as JW will also take a bullet straight to the dome. A 3-player advantage for 9. They came into this at such a large deficit. But Eyeballers still have control. They still have the advantage, but K with yet another kill. What? Has he really gone and done that? Has he really gone and brought them the round win?
I am in disbelief. I just want to start at the very beginning of that last round. Heap. He hears Narok drop down. You can tell he's very acutely aware of that push because Narok jumps down onto the fire, onto like the fire box, like the crane box, but you cannot get down that silently. So he makes a noise about 3 seconds before he peeks Heap. How is Heap not winning that battle? How is he not getting any damage off? And then we turn our attention to the A-bomb site. JW got caught lacking, and then K pushes the smoke and gap, gets down into yellow, and is able to evade everyone's gaze. And even when they know he's there, he still gets 3 kills with the 5-7. He's carrying them, but it doesn't matter. He's winning them the rounds, but in this one, he's actually the first to fall. Now his team are going to have to see if they can win it without him.
I'm still reeling off of that last round. Just absolute scenes here in the ESL Challenger League. But we focus back in. Still just a 2-round deficit here. Eyeballers need to try to close this gap. A little bit of utility coming through here to force Navrat off of his position. But the space hasn't been retaken as Minyo off screen will get another kill and bring 9 into an advantageous position. Eyeballers have garnered no space yet. They're nowhere near sight. They haven't been able to move so much as an inch. 9 have completely stopped them in their tracks, and now they stall out. Look for an opening. Cut noise. And see where they choose to reaggress to.
Question now, do Eyeballers expect sandbags? And the answer is no. Tamiko shall be followed, and his teammate dies on the A-bomb site, and there's no immediate rotation. Minio on what, 18 HP? He has to give this up. He can't fight right away. Bomb's gonna get planted. Pepsor's gonna be on site guarding his teammate, and how is this round potentially winnable? Minio, the aforementioned IGL on such low HP does not matter, because his cranium gets burst open, and what? How? 2 versus 4, and Eyeballers clutch it out.
I feel like the match between these teams gets more and more unhinged as the map goes on. Like we saw it on Overpass as well. Like things start a little bit rough, you know, back and forth a little bit. 9, for the most part, holding the control. We get into the second half and all hell breaks loose. And we're seeing it again on Vertigo. Like it started off all right, cool. Things are looking fairly normal. Sure, some things could be better, but you know, it's looking like Counter-Strike. Now, again, it's looking like the clowns have rolled up in the clown car. And it's just pure chaos. And honestly, I'm here for it. I love chaos. I live for the chaos. But, 9 not going to be too happy, all things considered.
I wouldn't be too happy either, to be honest. Like, I'd be pretty tilted. And once again, I kind of mentioned it. And I don't know if I think I mentioned it at half and I mentioned it right there. Kai, he dies early. He gets the 1-for-1, and I'm like, will his team be able to do it without him? That's the worry I have. Because let's take a look at the scoreboard right now. You have one player, Kai, 24-11. Fantastic. Amazing. Life is good. And then you have Minio on 12 kills, and everyone else below double digits. Alarm bells start to ring, because CT side especially, it's very difficult to have it a one-man show. On the T side, fair enough. He was getting entries, yada, 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 doing it for his squad. Take a look at Eyeballs. Yes, they do have Pepsor who's leading the charge, but it's a little bit more consistent across the board. And I think that's what scares me the most about 9 right now, is that lack of consistency. So, as we head into this gun round, I'm looking at other players that is not key, and Narod is maybe answering me a little bit as he runs into a Molotov and eventually is felled by Shine.
Oh, and Sapek eats a few bullets there at the bottom of ramp, but does manage to escape with his life. Now Bambosh, it's a fairly telegraphed position, but they do have to check for it. Don't spot the shoulder on the walker. Pepsor spots one towards mid. They don't check, and Bambosh only good for 1. And unfortunately, it's just not enough to help his team claw back. There's only 2 players left alive here for 9. And honestly, just call another save. Just back out. Call it a day. We'll see you in the next one, as it's 9-9 for Eyeballers. Maybe a few exits if you can get them. In fact, don't even risk it, right? There you go. Turn around, walk away. Just, this round never happened. We go next.
I'm a big kind of like save. Like when you're in these positions, I get so tilted when teams do something in an attempt to get an exit or whatnot. Like, your money's trash. if you get an exit, they still have 3 players remaining. 3 combined to 2. Who cares? Eyeballers, they make it 9-9. You need to be thinking more about your economy rather than the opposition's. And like that round is a very clear example of Kai is the one player. They go towards the B bomb site and it gets a bit rough. What I want to highlight a little bit. So did you see that smoke at the top of B ramp? So it was a smoke that normally doesn't allow anyone to get past, but it was a little bit too deep. What it meant is that Pepsor could jump up on the railings and there was freedom. Like, they were not scared to push through that. Normally, anyone sees that smoke and they go, look, I'm not going to push that. And that's the reason why Bambosh kind of got left a little bit by himself, because his teammates instantly gets killed by kind of like unexpected push. However, let's forget about that. Let's forget about that little mistake, and 9 head back into another round where they have rifles because of those 2 saved, and they're instantly in with a man advantage because of a superb pick towards the B bomb site. However, Pepsor has taken the space through middle with the understanding that there was 2 players towards the B bomb site, but Bambosh, amazing from him, cancels out that lurk, and a great smoke timing on JW gives Kai 5 versus 2.
Some solid util coming through there. Good pop flashes, but yeah, looks like this round is basically over. Sapek gonna see if he can get something done here. When did that happen? Oh, all right.
What a shot.
Yeah, that was quite absurd. But, I mean, surely there's not too much he can get done here, right? All alone, over on ramp. Surely we get a 1-2-3 swing. Don't even need a 1-2-3 swing. K will just sneak up behind him and blow his head off. And there you go. 9 reclaiming the lead in this half. It really has been quite topsy-turvy. But, yeah, as mentioned, some really good util in that round in particular, just to give them that little bit of an advantage that they can play off of. How do Eyeballers respond to this now? Things are getting really dire for them. They're going to force into this, but that's all of their cash gone. Losing this round is going to put them in such a tight spot. In fact, if they lose this round, it's more than likely GG. So they have to come out on top of this one if they want that lifeline.
Yep, I completely agree, and it's going to be a very fast play up towards Gap. Sapek dodges the flashbang, but he cannot dodge the bullet. Now, continuing on, the issue is, maybe that's the problem for 9. They're hanging around for a little bit too long, but this time the flashbangs do connect, and Narot isolates the jewels. JW caught as the smoke fades. Don't know how he's still alive, and finally he does get felled. Eyeball as they try quicken up the pace, but they're only left with 1 frag and just looking into the abyss.
Still on just a deagle. He's not going to be long for this world. Already eaten so many bullets, and yet he's still the last one left alive. Tries to play it safe for so long, but ultimately it will be 9 who walk away with that round, and it's one of their cleaner rounds. 4 players left alive is good news, and it's especially good news for their econ, because things are starting to look a little bit dodgy for them as well. Now Eyeballers are going to have to eco here. They have absolutely nothing to work with, so they have to save that cash, and hopefully they can bring it back in the next round. And unfortunately, they haven't done enough. They came into this guns blazing, but unfortunately, they haven't been able to bring themselves into a favorable position, or at least not favorable enough. We'll see if they can do some damage here, maybe get an upgrade or 2, just to assist them into the next. Because, I mean, this should realistically be a very easy 9-round win. I say that. We've seen some really crazy shenanigans on pistols.
However, when it is 5 Glocks, which, by the way, I love, because what's the point of buying a P250 in this round, and you can miss out on a flashbang or smoke in the next. I love the fact they've got 5 Glocks, but again, it's 5 Glocks, and you're not really anticipating too much. Bomb down would be really ideal. However, with already 1 frag going against them, and with the nukes being brought towards ramp, Nico playing up close shouldn't be an issue. Does lose his life from Sapek, who hangs it up, but apart from that, it should be unworried. Nice, I guess, fair play from Shine. The fact they get 2 kills on a full Glock round is actually quite admirable. They're doing better on full Glocks than full AKs, and that is really affirmed by Shine putting it into a 1 versus 2, so a lot of damage has been instilled now. 9, they'll have a buy regardless, obviously, in the next, but that leads us into maybe like round 23 if Eyeballers do win the next round. Their money's not going to be completely fresh, so finally, Kai brings us back to normality. They're on match point. However, Eyeballs, can they just take that success into this gun round now?
If Shine got another one there, that would have been absolutely magical. Because as you say, right, for a Glock round, for them to get 3 kills, normally in an isolated system, you'd be pretty damn happy with that. Unfortunately, this late in the game doesn't make the biggest impact in the world, but it does allot them that tiniest little bit of extra cash to reinvest into this round. And this is it. This is do or die. Map point for 9 here. If 9 win this, we will go to Anubis. Eyeballers need 3 back-to-back rounds to take us into OT and then potentially steal the map away. We're still a ways off from that. See if they can, at the very least, get this round. Everything comes down to this one. And they slow it down. No advanced space taken just yet. Waiting, trying to bait out some of that utility where they can. Trying to get some sneaky picks. Fake a little bit. See if they can find an opening to exploit.
She just missed their nade. Like, it doesn't matter because it does no on white box, but they actually did just miss one of their nades, which is, yeah, never great. We've seen quite a bit of misutility this game, but
yeah,
my pedantics aside, it's a nice little mid boost right now for 9. They've got good information, but they're not going to be rewarded with that for anything. There's no one that seems to be poking and prodding towards middle, and right now, Eyeballers, they're creeping their way up a ramp. The first contact should be Kai. 28 frags. He cannot miss the beat now. Utility comes in. They're surging through. First one goes down. Lovely flashbang to support him. Narok gets one himself, and Kai, 31 frags he finds. Heap left into a 1 versus 5. He's claimed the first, but it's dire straits for him. Kai, can he continue and get even further frags? And he does. I said he can't miss a beat, and he does not. 32 and 12. The poll shows the Swedes what is good.
32 and 12. What an absolutely absurd KD to end on for the poll. But you know what? He's going to be happy with that one. And of course, 9 going to be feeling super confident off the back of that one. It was a little bit closer than they would have liked. They conceded a few more rounds than I think they would have wanted to. But ultimately, round in the back pocket. Map in the back pocket. It's 1-1 here between these two teams. And honestly, I don't know what to expect for our third map, right? We're going to talk about it a little bit after the break as well. But things have been so wonky between these two teams. We've had some really chaotic rounds that have made very little sense. You know, a lot of that missed utility. And you say, like, oh, I'm just being a little bit too pedantic. But we saw someone die to their own Molotov because it missed. Like, these are relatively important things. So we've seen a lot of that as well. And there really needs to be a big cleanup for either of these two teams. Not just for this last map, but for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, definitely if we do look further, there is that that issue. But while we are still looking at Vertigo, I mean, like, there's an MVP. Shocker. Like, who would have guessed?
Oh,
yeah,
it's Kai.
Pepsol with 0 opening frags. No, it's Kai. Like, I think he got 5 opening frags. He went 30. I think it actually was 32 at the end when he got that final frag. So 32 to 12. Look, yeah, that speaks for itself. Like, I don't think you need me to break down what that means. I think he's done pretty well there.
Yeah, honestly, there's not much to analyze when it comes to that particular map for Key. It was literally Key go kill, and he did that 32 times, in fact, and only died 12 of the rounds that they played through. So very well played to them for managing to pull that one back. And honestly, that map was the K show. And I think that that's a little bit of a potential concern as we head into our next map. But we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. We're going to throw it to a quick break, guys. So go refill your drink because we're in for the long haul. And welcome back, everyone. We are jumping straight into our third map. It is going to be Anubis, and looking forward to seeing how this one is going to end up. We are currently 1-1 in the series between Nine and Eyeballers, each team having won their own map pick. This is the decider, and with how chaotic things have been thus far, Freddy, I just don't know how to call it.
Yeah, especially considering that Eyeballers have not played this map in the last 6 months, I really have no idea what to expect. Nine have a stand-in and a coach. Eyeballers don't play this map. Let's see what happens. And it seems like it's going to be a fast A rush towards the site. Eyeballs have made their way in, but they have not cleared Narok. They've got player A main, a player in heaven, and while they do dispatch off the coach, K still stands tall with one, and Shine coming through. No way, they're whiffing on him. No one's hitting a bullet. Tamiko almost fumbles the bag for Nine, but luckily enough for them, they have the overarching manpower, and Eyeballs, even though they do get the bomb down, they do lose the round.
You know what? When it's me in the scenario of not being able to hit a shot, I want to cry. When I'm spectating my friend who's in the scenario of not hitting the shot, I'm just screaming, ah! And I think that was pretty much what was happening there. The two of them, neither able to actually connect on one another for way too freaking long. But eventually it will be Nine who are able to shut it down. And a fairly clean retake on A, which was pretty impressive in and of itself. Eyeballers did not do nearly well enough to clear the site and make sure that everything was free and clear. They do get the plant down, however, so a bit of cash in the back pocket. That should at least maybe springboard them to a second. But Nine have a nice little force into this one. Obviously, after winning that round, they'd be crazy not to.
Not a great start of the round for Eyeballers, and K, well, he's really having a good game after Overpass. He went neg on Overpass, and I literally called him out saying he probably could be doing a little bit better, and well, he's already got 4 frags in this map, and obviously the last map was 120 ADR, but he's not really the hero of this round. It's actually Tamiko anchoring down that B bomb site, and now we've got our final 2 remaining players coming to trying to salvage what has been lost, and they don't clear Bosch, and he boshes them with 2. I've been waiting to use that for a while. I was like, I have to pull up the Bosch card somewhere.
The only Bosch I know is like a tool manufacturer.
What?
Yeah. I don't know, it must be German because it ends in an SCH. But they make like power tools. That's Bosch. Yeah.
I know there's like a finance company with something Bosch. Or like
That's definitely like very different.
Yeah. But either way, I don't know where that tangent was going.
Nowhere. It was going nowhere. Much like this round for Eyeballs.
Yeah. And just like how this game, I just have no idea where it's going on pretty much every single occasion. And like even in this round. What did Pepsol just get an opening frag on a player peeking connector? I think he just did. Deagle long range, has no armor, doesn't seem to be an issue. Bambosh might potentially give him a second. Okay. Nine, they need to be keeping as many players alive. They've got the rifles, they've got the advantage. Just make this one as clean as possible. You've already lost 1. If I'm them, I'm honestly not looking to lose any more.
Yeah, I mean, 1 is already slightly egregious, but it is against Deagle, so
it's not.
we'll allow
I
that
wouldn't
one.
say it's like outrageous because it was a nice shot, but I do agree with that sentiment. And okay, he's gonna farm up some ecos. What? How does he get that kill on Pepsor and finally gets brought up to justice? Tamiko over on the middle of site cleans up for the rest. So they do lose 1 more, but they still keep 3 players alive, and they can still be happy about that, especially considering they kept a healthier number of mounts alive in round 2.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at how things started off on Vertigo, like, they were winning so many rounds, but they were always so close. 2 players left alive, 1 player left alive. And their economy was, like, a little bit of a slip and slide because of it. So for them to keep these rounds relatively healthy, definitely the ideal situation for them to be in. Now, the reinvest has left some of their players a little bit wanting, but they're still going to be kind of okay into a next round. Even if they lose this one, it won't be great by any measure. But if they can win this one, Eyeballers on a pretty decent loss streak. Eyeballers not looking to let that happen, though. The first kill, punishing the aggression. Navrot will be good for 1, holding down the line, but it does trade out back and forth. 3 versus 3 here. Bomb has hightailed it away from the A site, not looking to get involved in that shenanigan whatsoever. And 9, again, we saw this on Overpass, so patient. Don't want to over-rotate unnecessarily. However, there is a bit of a lean over towards A for them. And with the timing here, Eyeballers could get themselves in towards this B site relatively safe and clean. But Util coming through here will give the information away. Minio will fall back, wait for reinforcements from his team. And that should be a free plant for Eyeballers, assuming they can make this cross.
I really want to have Heap drop a smoke on the left here, and he does. Okay, I feel like they wasted a Molotov doing that. Oh my god, there's a massive gap. The grenade doesn't help whatsoever as well, but they've taken so much time to get to this position. Now everyone is here. It's a 3 versus 3 as soon as the bomb goes down. The first fight comes between JW and Tomiko, and somehow he wins out on that. A quick trade, but Shine instantly takes his place over towards Palace, clears that area, and now Heap's playing around Pillar. This is a lovely post plant. I'm not sure if 9 are going to anticipate Shine in Palace, and Heap is just going to do his best to not die instantly. Shine all the information. Yep, they're not looking for him. They're both in front of him. They're both none the wiser. A bait and switch. Bam Bosch has no idea what to do, and lovely round for Eyeballers after losing those first interactions and trades on the A-bomb site.
And that smoke from 9 does so much because it allows Heap to cross. He's stuck on an island behind that pillar. If he moves, he's gone. He's done for. But the smoke comes through, and it's to allow 9 the space they need to get in onto the site. But it kind of is a double-edged sword, allowing Heap to move out of the way and not be stuck behind pillar, and Shine with a great pincer there, like you said, completely unchecked. And it's a great cleanup there from Eyeballers to just hold on and bring themselves into, well, onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, a good early nade should have done damage, but it was a little bit too late, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. These 3 aggressors do get chopped down quite easily. They only lose 1 player in the process, and it just leaves Minio and Bambosh over on the A-bomb site looking to save. That was a full investment for 9, and you wouldn't have anticipated it after the first 10 seconds.
That was a good idea from 9. I don't know that I necessarily agree with having your rifle pushing through with that stack as well. Unfortunately, that gets taken off, so now it's down to just the 2 MP9s to try to make magic happen here. They're good for 1 at the very least. So a little bit of chip damage there into the economy, but not too much to write home about. They're so split from one another here. And Bambosh has to wait for Minio to get into position, because if Bambosh pushes this now, he's just entered it. Do they?
It should be a save. Like, I really hope they save this. Like, you've got nothing around, at least something. I guess Minio wanted to get the AK and upgrade. He actually throws a fake smoke, but I think the smoke was heard, like the pull of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, 9, they did buy in. They did force up and try and do something a little bit cheeky outside through B main. Plays like that and those early aggressions can work quite a lot, but it was a double nade early onto their position. They had complete awareness, Eyeballers, that like what was going on, and it gets countered really nicely overall by the Swedes.
Second round in the back pocket. 9's economy more or less destroyed. Tomiko could force into this a little bit if he wanted to, but would not recommend. Keep it low, keep it relatively cheap. Yeah, the scoreline will invariably even out, but that's not the end of the world. You've still got a lot of time to bring things back in your favor. For Eyeballers, on the other hand, they're going to be happy with this. A little bit closer than what we've seen on some of the other maps here. Looking to try and make a nice little gap for themselves and maybe run away with this first half. Oh, Heap, what a shot. And again, it's the aggressive pushes from 9 out of B that just constantly get punished. Sure, it's a pistol round. You're looking to see what you can get done, but you're giving away a 3-man advantage here. JW is getting so greedy for that kill. Finally, the HE will steal it away, but his position is known. 9 looking to gang up on him, but he's still good for 1 more. It's just a slaughter in mid. And Eyeballers will take that round, losing only 1.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty good start considering that, as I said, they hadn't played this map in 6 months. So, they've actually put themselves in a very good position very early on the T side. 3-3, here we enter the first gun round. JW, him getting 1 kill and dying probably favored him in the last, so he doesn't have to play with that Mac 10 as we enter round 7. What's interesting to note is that we don't have an AWP out just yet. I feel like that's been a pretty common theme of the game so far, to have AWPs out quite early on in the halves, but this time we don't have Narrow wielding the AWP. AWP, and it's going to be 5 rifles as Eyeballers, they're taking a lot of map control towards cave and middle pretty early on.
So much util being shocked out here. Bambosh only good for 1. Pepsor with a nice trade. Minyo holding the line, however, realizes this one there. Pepsor escapes with just a sliver of HP. JW gets the kill onto Tamiko, so now numbers advantage in favor of Eyeballers, but HP is so dangerously low. Shine just runs out into the open, and Minyo will mow him down. That gives 9 a chance to stay in this beautiful flash, and Pepsor takes full advantage, followed up by Heat. Now, okay, there was such low HP, and somehow Eyeballers with some fantastic util just hold the line.
It was almost a great rotation from Narot. So, you know when Shine just ran out with the bomb? I think that was because whoever was in cave, I think it was Pepsor, heard the utility being pulled by Narot and come to his teammates like, look, there is one over in cubby, and there's one over, yeah, like in the cubby, so you can go in and focus that. Shine runs through, and then Minio is over in like that deeper angle, completely catches him off guard. But even then, it doesn't matter. JW gets a really big kill in middle to negate the entries, and basically funnels them either toward the rotations rather, and basically funnels them either towards Connector or Palace and CT. So overall, very well done from Eyeballers in a very scrappy round that I don't think should have gone in their favor. And then as we go into this anti-force buy, they're equally doing very well. Keep just snipes down too, and then middle succeeds quite well. You've got Minio all by himself now, and this is great for the economy of Eyeballers, and also just the pure momentum after losing Pistol round.
Eyeballers, ooh, alright. Nice little swing there from Minio. He'll be able to upgrade up, grab the AK, and head on home. However, and Eyeballers, this is a slight that they will not tolerate. And they want to try to shut him out if they can. Try to hunt him down and make sure that he can't keep that weapon. And this has been great from Eyeballers. And as much as Anubis has started to kind of even out a little bit in the last few months, there's definitely still a bit of a favor towards the T side here. So yeah, for Eyeballers to be taking full advantage of that, lovely. Get themselves into a very strong lead here. They do lose 1 player on the hunt, but that's okay. They take away the AK, and they're going to be happy with that one. As 9 are going to be able to buy in here again. But this is the first time out that we're actually seeing 9 taking, because it's the first time that they have not had a dominant first half. So to see them have to step back and rethink their strategy, Eyeballers have really put them in a tight spot.
Yeah, like both of the first 2 maps went to the distance after 9 had a 8-4 half. Yes, one of them they still were able to maintain their lead, and they did win it out, but that was mostly because of K going, what, 32 it was to 12 or something ridiculous like that. He isn't as apparent on the server. He got his first 4 kills in the first 2 rounds, and has since maybe fizzled out a little bit. Eyeballers, like that first gun round wasn't clean though, that they won 2 rounds ago. It wasn't clean. That still gives me hope for 9 that they can just maybe patch up a few things. But regardless, the fact they're playing with a coach and academy player and doing this well, I am quite impressed. Like they are playing good Counter-Strike considering all of those things and those factors. But for Eyeballers right now, I like it. They're slowing it down, they're changing their directive, and they seem like they want to push very fast towards middle after this smoke fades, like JW's been doing, and he's been doing well by himself anyways.
I will say that if 9 are able to walk away with this despite the asterisks on this game, that would be pretty freaking phenomenal, especially because we laid down the stakes earlier. This is an important season for both of these 2 teams. Now we'll see if Eyeballers can make some magic happen here. Losing this would be devastating. Not just for their record, but also I think a little bit for their mental. As we slow things down, looking for another very strong mid push. They've loved this mid presence, and they've got so many good results off the back of it. There's a stacked B site, a stacked A site, and mid is honestly free and clear here. They can just take it, and then they can pivot wherever the hell they want to. They've got 2 players on the extremities. Whichever one gives them the all clear, they know they can rotate, and it'll be easy pickings.
Seems like they're going towards the A bomb site. They've got the space, now they need to make good use of it. 9 could have done really well at closing some space on the extremities down, but now they're going to have to hold onto this A bomb site. Narot's already been spotted, so is K. However, they've both held strong. The bomb's been dropped. They can't even relocate. Yes, Pepsaw and Heath have actually killed players coming away from that B bomb site, but they have to commit to A. And Narot is still alive somehow. The nade doesn't even kill him either. Pepsaw finally does do the damaging blow. Bomb doesn't get planted. Tomiko clutches up in the 1 versus 2. And 9, even though they had no rotators, the A bomb site holds down firm. And Tomiko, as the final member alive, salvages the round.
What a weird one from Eyeballers. They had all that space, so much to work with. I think that they pulled the trigger a little bit too fast. I spoke about the 2 extremity players and how they have so much information that they can garner if they're able to. And it feels like they hadn't done enough just yet before Eyeballers decided, cool, we're going to hit A. And sure, it was the least, you know, held down site of the 2. But it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, they just don't find the space that they want. 9 rotate in so well and completely shut them out. Now we head into the next round. The trades have come through. There's a stronger presence in towards mid. 9 are not going to allow Eyeballers that same freedom that they've had so many rounds in a row. And I like that Eyeballers have a slow play style, but eventually they're going to have to hit the accelerator and make a decision. Because for now, 9 have full control. Just about. They've now, you know, abandoned mid. They're feeling comfortable with that.
I was going to say, Sapek beat the smoke because he got thrown. He's actually in a perfect position, but potentially oversteps a little bit. Will throw a smoke and a flash just to deter the A-bomb site players. And now Sapek has really put them in quite an uncomfortable position. He's deep in enemy lines. And in this 4 versus 4, he's going to be that difference maker. Eyeballers, however, they need to group up. They need to play as a 3 and then fight towards one of those sites. But with a wonderful kill from Peptor towards A, it could sell that Eyeballers are going towards that bomb site. However, 9, they're just actually standing strong and 2 players in connector. Sam, if they win this, I don't know. Like, this should nowhere near be a winnable round, but as I'm saying that, Sapek gets caught off guard. There's no sort of, like, urgency to the rest of those players. I don't know why they're not contacting out the B-bomb site when Sapek is already on that site. And yeah, the round's over. Oh, you never know. Never mind, Sam. I jinxed it, I guess. What? But then 9 have all left the bomb site because Pepsaw's shown himself on the A-bomb site. If Minio dies here in connector, this could be round over for 9, but luckily he does tuck. However, that is not good enough. He gets hard-lived. 2 versus 2. Bam Bosch is on an island all by himself. He gets eliminated. Now Tomiko once again in the 1 versus 2. He succeeded in the last. He's making a lot of noise. He's not hiding his footsteps whatsoever, and that will be to his downfall. Shine eliminates him, and Eyeballers, well, they should have won the round, but not in that way.
Like, honestly, I'm not sure which team I'm feeling more embarrassed for.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
There were just so many questionable moments. 9 had mid control. They give it up. Sapek just waltzes through mid, gets into the back line. Eyeballers don't play off of that. They don't take the space. Sapek dies on an island without any of his teammates to back him up. Eyeballers start getting decimated from 9 as they start closing in, and then 9 just, like, fall apart. It was just such a weird round from start to finish, and here we go, yet another weird round as the B aggression, which has failed for them so many times before, comes through in this weird broken buy. They get 2 for themselves, 2-player advantage, forcing Eyeballers back. Minio is in their spawn, bro.
Sure.
Like, what is happening?
What is this game? Like, genuinely, what's happening? I couldn't even fathom or begin to tell you. Sapek's holding for him! What? What is this awareness? Holding? It's a 3 versus 3! There's no one on the B-bomb sites!
I'm so unhinged.
Polish CS in a nutshell.
Like, why is Sapek holding that? What spidey sense is tingling that makes him go, you know what, I'm gonna hold my spawn.
Sam, like, this is a legitimately winnable round. Nine have just thrown their last piece of utility. They know about the 2B defenders. Yes, there is a fast rotation from Narod. Is he going to be needed? That's a really huge kill from Tomiko, and he's also just wasting so much time. Sapek's on a Glock. I don't know where that's happened. Okay, Nine win the round after going up like a 2-man advantage. Sure, we're going to the last round of the half, and I couldn't tell you anything that just happened that last round.
You know when we talk about how, like, there are some teams that don't know how to, like, mid-round, they don't know how to stabilize in the mid-round. I feel like that's us right now.
We don't know how to stabilize in the mid-round.
Bro, I am so unhinged at this point. But we'll have a break shortly where we'll try and collect ourselves, as this is the closest half that we have had thus far, 6-5. Eyeball is in a little bit of trouble right now as JW doesn't even have a gun. He's got a deagle in hand. He's deleted off the face of the planet as Tomiko's AWP activates.
Is that the first AWP we've seen this whole game? I think that is. And well, in the meantime, we've got a double push into water. Shine actually anticipates that and gets the information of both of them while claiming the scalp of one. But Tomiko, this AWP, very dynamic, moving around the map, gets the first kill towards middle, sent towards A, unfortunately has left mid open. Minio will come in to cover that, and he will be able to identify the player coming through with Heap. However, it does not matter. We're in a 3 versus 3. Tomiko's now terrified of middle. Heap's done amazing to get that one kill them back out, and the bomb with a minute on the clock left doesn't have to commit towards the A bomb site, but there goes the advantage, swinging in favor of the poles as K, who only has 5 HP, finds a very cheeky angle around the smoke, and this feels a bit troll, pushing with 5 HP, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Identifies where the bomb is, but at the cost of his life.
Alright, now we get to that stabilization position. Things have calmed down. Eyeball is trying to cut noise. They're going to pull back away from the A side. Now, they're in a really advantageous position here because the 2 players left alive for 9, Tomiko and Bambosh, are so split from each other. And Eyeballers can, like, hold hands. And they can buddy system their way in towards the site here. And that's exactly what they've done. Clearing out these angles. Bomb's going to get planted fairly easily. Oh my god, the Molotov! Fair enough. And that's brought it down to a 2v1. This is probably 9, evening things out at this half. Heap gives them the 1v1. No ways. He wins that one, brings it down to just 1 player left alive. Tomiko, AWP in hand, not the best weapon for a retake, but he doesn't have a chance to swap it out. He's pushing out with the clock. 7-5 at the half. Give us a moment to stabilize, chat. We'll see you after the break.
After a half defined by clutches, a half with advantages being thrown out the window left, right and centre, let's see if we return to some state of normality. Both first maps ended with 9 having an 8-4 lead at the half. This time it is not the same. Eyeballers take the charge 7-5 as they go into the pistol round of the CT side, and it's not a great start for Pepsor as he already takes a ding.
Oh, JW, however, will bring things straight back there as 2K. Am I just watching something like in repeat? It feels like he's just doing the same thing over and over again. There's no way he's getting away with this. Can he get the ace? Can he get the... Nah, okay. Wow, it's kind of toxic. It's kind of toxic. I genuinely thought that there was like a glitch on the feed and that we were just watching the same thing over and over again, because how does JW get away with that?
Oh, I mean, fair play to him. He hits some lovely shots. And, yeah, I was, like, the feed, I think there was I think Kai was just in spawn or something was happening. But JW still an amazing round, especially after Pepsor gets that instant gush. You're a little bit scared and they could accelerate towards that B bomb site, but that was not the case. And Eyeball is a very big pistol round pickup, especially considering that there was no bomb down. It's going to be a low purchase. They should have the information that's towards that A bomb site because JW's forced them out. But Pepsor gets caught off lacking very close. The MP9 up close and personal as well does do a lot of damage, does do a lot of work. And even though 2 players have fell, I think this should be an easy round picked up. And yeah, the third A1S can also be salvaged. So it should be... Oh, never mind. Heat couldn't find it. So it is still 3 rifles going into the next round. And Eyeballers, they take a very defying 9-5 lead as we head into the first gun round.
It looks like we do just have a little bit of a tech issue there, so we're just going to get that sorted out, and then we'll head into it straight away. But yeah, I mean, this first half was absolutely chaotic. It was a lot of fun to watch, but now we talk about stabilization, and that's going to be something really important for both of these two teams, because bearing in mind, we are still 1-1 at the moment in map score. So whoever wins this one will go up in the series, and we did kind of lay down those stakes. It's really important for both of these two teams. For 9, they're a team that's rebuilding, and it would be a huge boon for themselves to know that they can still win games despite the fact that they are going through a little bit of an upheaval. But on the flip side, for Eyeballers, they've had a bit of a rough go of things recently, and it's really important for them to start to find their own stabilization as a team. This is a team that's been together for such a long time, but have really struggled to find the results that they want. So to lose in this series against a team that is playing with 2 subs, that's really going to hit their mental. This is a really, really important one for both teams.
Yeah, completely agree. And when you look at a team like Eyeballers, as I said at the very beginning, you have Heap and Pepsor, who in my eyes are probably the best Swedish riflers. If not, Heap's one of the better riflers in Europe, and I'd be expecting them to play at a higher standard. This game has been a little bit here and there. Pepsor has played incredibly though, even on map 2 when they lost. He was still the standout player for his squad, so he's definitely going to be my MVP of the series if they do win this one out. And yeah, I think for 9, they had it's nice that they even got a map as well, and there's still a potentiality they win this series because it, you know, current score 9-5. If they do actually win this gun round, then it makes it a lot more contendable. But after losing the first time this series and pistol round, and like Eco only getting 2 kills, it's not great for 9. I think some rough rounds as well. Losing is going to not be great for their mental. That 1v2 at the end, where, well, I guess 2v1 for them, where they lost that. That's never going to be great, and it's just piling on more and more and more. And I feel like we are going to see Eyeballers take away with this half and take away this victory, and it could come out quite quickly as well.
Yeah, and bearing in mind, you know, the group that they're in is not exactly the easiest group in the world. There's some really strong contenders that they're still going to have to come up against in the future, for both teams, in fact. So, you know, if they're struggling this much now, it is a big concern for the rest of the season. So hopefully we can start to see themselves kind of pull themselves towards themselves a little bit. Apologies if this is taking a little bit longer. I believe we saw one of the players disconnect. So they should be trying to sort that out, and hopefully we'll be getting back in as soon as possible. But there is a lot of concern here for both of these two teams. As you said, right? Oh, here we go. Jumping straight back in. We're looking to see if 9 can win this round, if they can bring themselves back into it. Looks like Eyeballers ignore the HUD. All 5 players alive and well, as you can see on the mini-map.
That was the coach, so we don't have to be too worried about that one. Ooh, JW, wait, did he get spotted? I'm not sure if Narrow saw him, but that nade is going to expose him, not completely, and both JW has been gifted a grace from God. And in the meantime, Pepsel with an amazing spam onto Narrow's other attacker towards middle. JW gets all the sound cues, and also, in the meantime, you have Sapek getting a kill from the B-bomb site, so you have a really clean round coming from Eyeballers. Just 9 not even being able to begin anything. Like, they literally couldn't get anything going whatsoever. They just got chopped down one by one, and Tamiko will at least get revenge for one of his fallen comrades. Bomb has been found. It's over by stairs. There's no way that he picks this up and retrieves and succeeds in this round, but he could get some damage, and that's kind of the aim here for him. And he will at least succeed on heat. Good spam onto JW. Hold on a second. Oh, if he hit that headshot on Shine, I would have lost my mind. It would have been a 1 versus 1, but we don't have to think about that because the reality is Eyeballers take double digits.
This was actually really reminiscent of how 9 were playing the CT side on Overpass, taking a lot of that early map control, pushing out relatively aggressively, and forcing Eyeballers into uncomfortable positions, forcing them to make decisions that they wouldn't necessarily want to make, forcing them to have to commit to a side that maybe that's not where they wanted to be. So for Eyeballers to be doing the same thing, it's really cool. It kind of feels like we've come full circle here, but 9 still did do a little bit of damage to them. Unfortunately for 9, back down onto Tech 9's and a Galil to try and make something happen here. Nice little pusher from JW. Spots out 1, but is instantly going to be traded out. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this aggressive push. They didn't know that it was necessarily going to be Tech 9's and a Mac 10. But they've given away 2 free kills here, and they're just going to keep pushing this.
Ooh, they're going to be pushing, and that actually could be to their downfall, and it will be. Yes, they've got the bomb in their grasp. Yes, Pepsol has that, but everything else is looking very dire, especially with Tamiko picking up a frag towards the A-bomb site. Pepsol, if he had any more HP, I might have believed, but as he's only got 10, it's just a tickle that Tamiko needs, and he will find that. And 9, well, they change the tides instantly here. Yes, they still have a 4-round deficit, but this is exactly what we want to be seeing.
Giving them a little bit more room to breathe here. This is a lot more dominant than I think I expected from Eyeballers. I mean, we've had 2 maps where they have just been non-existent. What am I holding on to?
Yeah, they did just lose a pretty...
Sure, they did, but it's still a 4-round deficit here. They've got 2 rifles in hand. 9 have been looking a little bit questionable in some of their rounds. I want to have some hopium for Eyeballers, okay?
Yeah.
They've really struggled to find anything in a lot of these maps. They did win that first one, but they've been on a really, rough streak overall.
This is when it can get dangerous, though. If they lose this, it's basically going to be 9 to 10. And that's a really nice opening kill. Sapek was just being used and abused by Pillar. I think 2 Molotovs hit him. Spam, grenades. There wasn't really much he could get done. JW, I do love this lurk, and he has pushed very aggressively and successfully through middle. But the issue is, just with that Deagle, there's only so much one man can do. And one by one, players are falling like flies. You've only got the 2A1Ss left. Pepsor, they know about him. He does put a nice smoke down on B main, but they have used that. They push through. Shine has been identified. 9, as I said, they take 7. This should be an eco round. Should be on 8. And then if they win that round, that gun round, it's a 1-round game.
Yeah. I mean, the resurgence here from 9 is more than doable, especially as you say, eco round here for Eyeballers, very little cash to play with. I would be surprised if they spent even a cent into this one. Hold off, wait to get yourself some guns into the next. But I've been really impressed with 9. I think that a big problem here for Eyeballers is that they really needed to get a few more rounds on that T side if they could have. It was a little bit closer than what they would have wanted, and now 9 starting to look like they could just run away with this half, pushing straight into mid here. That's going to be JW down, and the mid pivot is taken offline, and now 9 can go wherever the hell they choose. However, the pistol stack is going to start moving in towards mid. They know that there's at least one player here. Smoke to come through. Minio thinks he's safe. He is safe, in fact, as he'll just spray down. Got a little bit of backup there. Bomb doesn't even need to be planted. And it's an easy round win for 9.
Yeah, so this is when I'm a bit scared. 9 have kept 4 and 5 players alive. they've got fantastic money. Minio just supplementing his bank account with 1.2k after getting 2 kills with the Mac 10. And if they win this, it's a 1-round game, and Eyeballers, all momentum shall be lost. So, this is a big swing round and a big confidence round for either side. Yes, Eyeballers had a great start second half after a great end to the first half, but they could be throwing it all away right now in this first round. And it's going to be 9 committing early towards his B-bomb site with the bomb, and Minio as well is looking to get into connector.
Nice little Molotov there to push off of the angle, sneaking in around. And trades do come through here, but 9 are on site. However, Eyeballers pushing them back with relative ease here. I say that. Eyeballers back down to only 1 player left alive. They put up a good fight for a long time. But now Shine has to be the hero. He has to be the playmaker for his team. No kit on board, and he'll just get mowed down by the Tech. Not the Tech 9s, man, but the Mac 10.
Mac 10. But yeah, this is exactly what I mean, right? That was a pretty poor hold, all in all. You have one Molotov that gives up your opening frag. JW does really well at the back of the bomb site because he got baited in, them not thinking that there was going to be 3 players there. But even though you had quick rotations, and at one stage, 3 or 4 players on that B bomb site, it did not matter. 9, they go over something quite fast. They just crunch through connector and B main, and it works out perfectly. They get the utility down, and now up against this lower buy, they could be looking to even up the scores.
That's more than doable for 9. In fact, if they lose this round, it would be pretty damn egregious. And that'll bring them up to the double digits and slowly inching their way towards a series win here. Nice little nade stack there. Shine is in some serious trouble. The Molotov will finish him off, and he won't even have a chance to see an enemy. 9 now have a chance. I mean, there's a lot of util invested into one dude with a pistol, but it could have been a very deep, aggressive push from like maybe 2 or 3 Eyeballers players. So it was the right call to make. And now they know they have that space to use if they want to. Instead, they're just going to install Bambosh as a kind of supportive player here, a little bit deep into the enemy lines, holding them back, looking to potentially catch a rotation, while the rest of the team, and they can free and easy head over towards that B site if they want to. And you can actually see them edging that way. But Bomb's still chilling. Nothing committed just yet.
Yeah, what 9 to be careful here is just not lackadaisically walking into those pistols. The B-bomb site, as you mentioned, is completely free. Tomiko, he should have all the information in the world if he does push. And now is what I mean. Play the trades, you're getting peak 2 in middle, and so far they do well. Bambosh, you were saying aggressive lurk over towards that A bomb site. He catches them off, still maintaining his spot. Now, 1 player on A, 1 player on middle. The bomb should be going to B, but it's in a 2 versus 2. Okay, this was a 5 versus 2. It's now a 2 versus 2. They do have the luxury of Pepsaw on only 19 HP, no kit on the board, and now JW all by himself.
I mean, honestly, even if Eyeballers concede this round, which they eventually end up doing, obviously, I call it a win. You know, so much damage done there. Not enough to really put 9 in any sort of a difficult situation whatsoever. And we are late in the game. But again, looking at an isolated system, generally speaking, you'd be quite happy with that one. Unfortunately now, for Eyeballers, they've let so many rounds slip through their fingers. Yes, there's a reinvest. Yes, JW has AWP online. And to be fair, he's been a little hit or miss with it over the course of the series. He's definitely stepped up towards the end of the series, but there were a few moments in the earlier maps where he looked a little bit shaky. However, he's been given another opportunity here. He's going to try to hold down the line in mid. Gets flashed out. Almost forced off position. A crucial shot missed. That would have given them so much. And now he's forced to have to retreat. They have to give up that space in mid. And 9 are just chilling. They're not committing to anything.
Yeah, a big swing and miss. That would have been such a crucial opening kill. He takes the advantage of that Molotov missing on the right side of middle. But unfortunately, he can't take advantage of it for a kill. And that's a lovely opener. Sapek and Heap, they nade the smoking connector. They deteriorate Bambosh. And now, 9, with a minute left on the clock, they will be garnering control towards middle, and it looks like they will be heading over towards the B bomb site. A trade back and forth, one in middle, one on the B bomb site, and Tamiko, he's had such a good game so far, and he is going to continue with his momentum. 23 frags, emulating his teammate perfectly, but unfortunately, he comes crashing down. K in middle gets caught by a very confident swing from Pepsor, and now Minio, the IGL with the bomb on his back in a 1 versus 3, does have space. If he's able to isolate this kill into Heap, he can get the bomb down. It's going to be very late rotations, doesn't clear his corners properly, but Heap does not capitalize, and on the second time of asking, he hits the instant headshot. Eyeballers take back their lead.
A little close for comfort there. Would have been fun if somehow that had been a clutch 1 versus 3, bomb down and Bob's your uncle. But no, not to be the case. And as we said in the previous round, 9 with so much money in their back pockets, they're fine. Buy across, buy for one another, still have cash left over for the after party. As Eyeballs claw their way, quite literally up to an 11th round. And their cash is in the danger zone still. There is no comfort here for this team. A round win here would put them comfortably economically, and it would put them on map series point, but 9 would still have money to buy. JW will open it up with a beautiful kill over towards this A site here. Dry swing that gets capitalized on, beautifully reflexed upon. As Sapek spots out another player over in towards water, into canals, and he follows it up with a second. 9 falling apart at the seams here.
Yeah, exact same play. This time there was no smoke to blow open. They spot out Minio in water. Heap comes over, double swings with Sapek. It is perfect. JW this time does not miss his opening kill, and that is some perfect team play between Pepsor and Shine. Shine gets baited in perfectly, and the aggression from Heap should have spotted K, and he will be able to at least get that frag, and that is flawless from Eyeballers. I'm not gonna lie, Sam, if I'm 9, go for an A pop. Your pops on 9 have been working out really well on pretty much every single map. If they go for an A pop, I think pretty much off spawn, I think they win the round. And it doesn't look like they might do that because of the ult built up from Naraz. Their mid control and their mid round has not been going very well, as it's been picked apart at the seams.
Well, like we said, they're at least comfortable buying into this. I'm curious to see where JW goes now, because yes, playing the dynamic off, he was on the A site earlier, now he's heading over towards that B site. They've read that it should be a B hit, and they've actually read into it so well, but Navrod will get the opening kill onto Sapek. Sapek getting a little bit too eager. Beaver almost is punished for it, but JW there, like we said, dynamic, available, and able to trade that one out, and then it will be yet another kill coming through here. Only 2 left alive for 9. How's it fallen apart so just fantastically? And they have to bring this back somehow. They have to make a miracle happen, because it's map and series point. And with a 3-player deficit here, bomb all the way over towards A. Minio a little bit lost in no man's land. JW traded out to the AK, drops the AWP to go on a flanking mission into their spawn, and now Minio has to 1v3 clutch. We have seen miracles from this 9 roster before, but look at this, like lions in a savannah, they circle in on their prey. Bomb has been found, and Shine will find the last kill of the round. 13-10 for Eyeballers, the same score we had on our first map, and they will win out this series, possibly closer than we had anticipated, but they'll be laughing all the way to the bank with that one.
Also, first recorded game on HLTV in the last 6 months, and they win it. It was a little bit more difficult, and they did have quite an extended lead that they maybe did throw away, so that is something that you do have to focus on. But I want to say, great AWPing from JW. I felt like this whole series, first half of Anubis, whole of Vertigo, whole of Overpass, I didn't see much from him. A little bit on Seaside Overpass, but I didn't see too much from him, and I think his stats did reflect that. However, the last 4 rounds maybe, yes, he did miss one opening kill towards A, towards middle, that was quite crucial, but getting opening kills then in back-to-back rounds on 2 different sides of the map and single-handedly winning them that last round, as he's able to save Sapek. Really, really well done. And a little bit scary that Heap and Sapek go for the same play 3 rounds in a row. They do get this time mediated, and it does negated their push, but overall very well done from Eyeballers. But unfortunately for 9, they go into the 0-2 bracket after they lost to Sangal early on in the league.
Yeah, they'll definitely be feeling a little bit hurting off of that one. But again, I mean, we did mention this earlier on. There is the asterisk on them at the moment in that they come into this season trying to figure out their roster. And we're really going to be looking at this team further on in the year once they're able to stabilize their core, once they're able to start pracking together as a set 5 and start finding that stability. Unfortunately, for now, this is how they're going to have to play. And hopefully they can make something happen with it. But for Eyeballers, they're going to be happy. They're going to be feeling good, going 1-0 so far in this tournament. But that's going to be us. That's going to be all, rather, from Freddie and I. It's been a pleasure to be with you here in Group D. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you again very, very soon. Make sure to go, just production, if you could just confirm if our A stream is still live. I believe they still are. And you can go and check out, yeah, they're still live. So you can go and check out our A stream. There you go. Or you could go and check out the ESL Impact stream, which is also live at the moment, where the women's CS are duking it out. Wherever it is you are, we hope you enjoy the rest of the CS for the evening, and we'll see you again really soon.